yes, he has been flirting me messages. What was it she called herself? Basically hung out to dry at whatever age she is. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking? What are you talking about? Like, and he's saying that, or the people in here that are disagreeing with me don't have intellect. I've got intellect, but just because I swear or I disagree with any word that you does not mean I'm a fucking idiot.
100%.
Yeah, everybody just mute up for me.
Static is bad.
Michelle, I'm sure Emily, were you the girl in the comments that said he tried to recruit you? Can we hear from you?
Yeah, he tried to recruit me about 4 months ago, but to be fair, the message was nothing untoward. He was just saying, I can help you make money, I can help you with your content, and that was pretty much it. There was no, like, promising me the end of the earth or anything like that, like most agencies.
Recruit. I wouldn't mind these videos, and he's live actually turns my stomach.
Do we know
Best thing was I don't even follow him or anything. It was a very out of the blue message.
Really?
Does anybody know his real name so I can maybe look him up?
Yeah, Tim Coles.
That's his real name in life.
Yeah. I don't know where he's from or anything like that though. Or apparently Bristol. Mommy? 2 seconds.
Emotions in Life is his TikTok name. It's just under him there in the video.
See, I don't think there's anything sinister. See, like them saying about that girl that he messaged. I just find it strange that he has a Discord that he's sending not just one woman, and it doesn't matter if you're single or not, right? But if you have an agency, you have a Discord, and you're messaging numerous women with, I want to know what it feels like to have my balls in your... That is no fucking right. That shouldn't be allowed. Big Jamie said about DV. I don't follow
this app that do that.
Jamie in this account because he got me banned. He was promising relationships to women before, and he said that. So hold on.
I think a lot of men on this app really message. That's where he messaged me.
Hey, how are you in the agency? I would love to help you grow and train you up. You could be a huge on here with the help. Apply in my bio. I'm official TikTok partner, Live Pro. Big Jim be saying ask Angie and she wanted proof. Shall we share it to Big Jamie?
Right, hold on. I share it to Big Jamie. Wait till I find that last one.
Big Jamie. Shared.
Yeah. She blocked me, the wee bugger. Hold on.
I have shared it to him.
Right.
Hi guys, I just wanted to jump on here and talk about a situation that I hold very close to my heart. I have been speaking,
for fuck's sake,
here recently to some very independent people just out of DV and abusive relationships, and he pretends to care, but he doesn't.
A girl just left without saying anything, and I said, well, you could have said, like, you only went live because of me. It's not about care, I don't care about her.
I feel like the attention needs to be brought to him because he is not a good man. He is taking advantage of his platform. Trigger warning for the audio that is going to be played. The voice note is to one of his old mods. I'm not going to play all the video because most of it is just him giving himself a confidence boost, but I will play the important parts.
I keep looking at your videos, and that one with your tongue out, I ain't even lying what I was thinking, and you know what I was thinking when you had your tongue out like that. I was wishing that I could be draining my in your mouth. So don't f*** me a tease when you put videos like that out with your tongue out like that. I'm still a man. I'm still looking at you with your tongue out thinking I want to drain my inside your mouth. Don't do that to me. Stop it. I'm still a man, okay? Keep doing it. Keep doing it.
What the fuck have I just listened to?
Disgusting.
And he sends that to many, many women in that Discord. Like,
If you would like to hear the full recording, there will be people tagged in the comments, and the people also tagged have made their own videos about him. If I can ask everybody to share.
Dirty little trampy man.
25 minutes is one of the recording. Oh.
So, would you then also put out along the lines of he's almost like trying to groom these women?
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, that's the vibe I was getting. It's like he's grooming. He's seeing that these women are vulnerable and maybe clinging on to some emotional stability that they believe. And then, yeah, no, it's sick. It's disgusting.
Everybody play it again.
Personal gratification, and it's all for personal gain, whether it be through gifts or through having these women at his beck and call, knowing that they are seeking out something that they're lacking in life, and it actually fucking irritates me. It like the rage I had earlier on listening to the way he was putting doubt in the women's heads that were trying to speak out and everything. He's disgusting.
Michelle, can you play that again?
With your tongue out.
Voice note is to one of his old mods. I'm not going to play all the video because most of it is just him giving himself a confidence boost, but I will play the important parts.
I keep looking at your videos. And that one with your tongue out. That one with your tongue out, I ain't even lying what I was thinking. And you know what I was thinking when you had your tongue out like that. I was wishing that I could be draining my in your mouth. So don't me a tease when you put videos like that out with your tongue out like that. I'm still a man. I'm still looking at you with your tongue out thinking I want to drain my inside your mouth. Don't do that to me. Stop it. I'm still a man, okay? Keep doing it. Keep doing it.
Now, these words are coming from a man that's posting motivational videos that are supposed to be helping people through bad times and stuff, to then look at one of your videos and send voice clips like that to you. And you can't send voice clips on TikTok, so he has got you on another app. He has made you follow him on another app where he can communicate with you through video and voice.
He sucked them in so he can communicate with them on a personal level. That's exactly what he's done. He's a disgusting, vile human being. And just
For any man above the age of fucking 29 that's on Snapchat, these are weird. These are actually fucking weird. Okay. Even you, Chippy, if you've got Snapchat, that's fucking weird.
Hold on a minute, just in my defence, because I was in a group of friends that wanted me to be on Snapchat, so I did upload it, then I deleted it. But then, yeah, I don't even know if I've still got it. I don't even know how to use the fucking thing. So, in my defence, because I won't give them my WhatsApp. So I'll create Snapchat. But I don't use it.
Aye, but you don't give it out to phone. You can't. It just means an older man having it just doesn't sit.
Do you know what? I couldn't behave like that. I have a laugh and a joke with you lot, right? But I could not go to that level of bullshit. I find it, as a man, I find it fucking creepy. It's fucking weird behaviour. Whenever I see a man with his online with his shirt off, flexing his pecs, doing whatever he's doing, is after one thing. Is after women chasing him around the app, going googly-eyed over him, handing the money over, and manipulate him as much as he can. He'll get out of you as much as he can, and then he'll fuck you off. That's his aim. Don't care what anybody says, that's his aim.
It's financial manipulation at its finest.
I'm going to take mine off now, actually. Hold on, see if I get any gain from it. Hold on.
No, please don't.
No, what do you mean, please don't? What's wrong
You'll
with
make
you?
me sick.
I can flex my pecs.
What do you do? Yeah.
I've missed everything. Can you start from the beginning?
Wow.
Get your pecs out.
Have you heard this voice note that Tim Cole sent?
I did just hear that. Who was that to? One of his gifters?
Somebody in his Discord. I don't know if she was a mod or a gifter.
It was his mods, because she said from one of his old mods.
Aye, from one of his old mods, sorry. Chippy, don't you dare. I will drop you quicker than...
What's wrong with you?
Jesus.
Wow.
Basically, a woman, what
penny.
was her name? Claire Bear was doing a live sticking up for him.
Was it that Claire Bear that's mates with that Stell? Because that doesn't surprise me.
I'm not too sure.
Claire Bear.
Claire Bear what?
Michelle, what did you say?
Claire Bear Skivvy. Oh, right, hold on, here's his excuse, right.
He can flirt all he likes, which is fine. That's valid.
Hey guys, welcome in. I just want to say I've told my moderators time and time again that I will change them during the live, so we've got people to block and mute dependent on who's in. It's not a problem. I say this in my Discord, I'll change it back. Moderators are there to just block and mute and not give. Okay? I want to tell you that I've been single for the past 3 years. I've been divorced 1 year and single 3 years. I'm very flirtatious, of course I am. And I enjoy it because I was married for so long, and it's nice to be free and single. I don't go around sleeping with people, guys. If you're a troll, guys, why don't you go pick on those people that are abusive and violent towards their partners, not some single guy that's flirtatious.
If your response to the video...
Right, so apparently he's been done for DV. Did I see Big Jamie come in here? Was it you that said that?
Is there anything...
I'm single, came up me do it.
Is he not? Is he been outed by?
Is Tim Cole's his real name?
I think so. So Claire Bear Stale account is the one she's on the now.
Yeah, so she sits and backs that Stell, that guy who was putting up pictures of my mum. So she's weird as well. So she can.
She advocates men's mental health, like because she was sitting there saying about women in the wrong, like coming on here talking about men detrimentally, men that are sending messages like that to women. She's like, "Oh, what was it she said? I'm off the shelf for that, but it's nice for Tim to flirt with me. I know he's not going to fall in love with me and run away with me, but that is okay. I appreciate what I get." And I'm like, what the actual fuck am I listening to?
But ain't it like he's see, this is where it gets me, because it's not like it's just one message that he's sending these women with the same thing, and it's like repeated. So he's getting inside these women's head, so these women believe that more's going to come of what's actually happening right now. So then the women are thinking, oh well, maybe this could progress into a relationship. Maybe we could, be together one day, and that's the problem. It's almost like love bombing someone. It's not nice.
Also,
I'm a good person. I'm a good person.
You can absolutely flirt. However, just because someone's you doesn't mean that they want to be spoken to in that way.
Get used to it, all right? Yeah, you would get used to it when your hair's being pulled and your ass is being your bed. How dare you come and try and attack me? Go on, I dare you. I dare you, come down. You won't attack me, baby. You'd end up in that bed frickin' squealing my name. Looking at the roof. Oh yeah, Tim. Look at my life. Your legs would be rocking, baby. Don't you dare attack the bee. Don't you dare think of it, because I'll turn it round on you and you'll have the best night of your life. Okay?
A guy down the road from me is probably single. It doesn't mean I want to be spoken to like that. I think the proof and evidence that has and will continue to come out, and his lack of response to the videos that are being made, a clear indication that he knows he's done wrong.
So
That's what.
can I just say, for any women that might find that attractive or might be swayed by that, see, men that talk like that can't actually fucking do the actions like that. In the way he's giggling and laughing, I don't think he's touched an actual proper woman for years. I'm going to be honest. Like,
Also, that Claire Bear with Witch Queen, she's got a video on her page, and she's accused her of neglecting her kids, and then accused the other girl, Lizzie, of talking to 12-year-old boys. In an awareness. So that Claire Bear is just as bad as him.
I think Claire Bear's coming across as, I want to be number one in your life. Thank you, FYP. I think she's wanting to be number one in the DMs. That's the way it's coming across.
Did Claire Bear say that she's off the shelf? So I'm assuming she's in a relationship.
Talking about me. Like,
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Even Tim said she deserved it.
I wasn't in that live, Holly. Hang on, Holly. Let's be clear. I wasn't in that live. I didn't hear that, and I wouldn't condone that narrative. But secondly, what I can't get my head around, and I'm prepared to stand corrected, and I too am a 8-year victim of coercive psychological control, and historically a 10-year victim of violent DV control.
Oh my God.
I can't understand why, if she didn't feel comfortable addressing it with Tim, why did she feel then okay to bring it to a public platform?
Right? Because she had women who would listen to her, and had women who had similar experiences with him. Okay, you had Jen, who was extremely, I know they sorted it out the other night, but she was extremely upset. She was so upset, and I tried to explain to Tim when he was in my live the other night and him and Jen were talking. He is a man who claims to advocate for women's mental health, okay? And he has to understand that a lot of his supporters are DV survivors, single mothers, just come out of like bad relationships. So for him to, and she admitted she was flirting, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with flirting, but when he sent that voice note calling her a bitch because she had a boyfriend, he never said at the end of it, I'm joking, by the way, Jen, I'm joking, but because she had clearly been through some sort of trauma, her automatic response was, oh my God, he's claiming me as his, like he's trying to tell me, right?
Okay, I can actually vouch, because Jen reached out to me herself with that same voice note that I'm guaranteeing she all played you. Guys, if you paid attention to the screenshot she also sent, there was 6 messages there, guys. Why did she not play the full? Why only that one message? Think about it.
Hang on. I don't think we ever received any screenshots of messages.
Well, I can show you.
Okay, but that's fine. But I'm just saying.
Get your facts right before you take it to a public platform. Guys,
sorry, I'm not shouting. I'm going to push it.
Let me talk then. Right? That is defamation of character. That is defamation of character, guys. What you have done is defamation of character.
Can I just quickly say
You're fucking joking.
real quick?
I'm just saying that voice note.
And Claire, I followed you back, so I can reach out to you after this.
Okay, don't follow me on this account. This is like my backup because I've been bananaed on my two.
Somebody's saying
my main account
in the comments, so basically men can't flirt anymore because they'll be accused of
Okay,
this.
fair enough.
All snowflakes.
After I jump out.
Wow.
But I did, and we can exchange to talk privately.
Sorry, but what am I listening to?
Lots of people coming into
That's
this
Claire
live
Bear.
yesterday. And
I'm going to have abuse in their chat. Hang on.
Which Claire? Can we confirm which Claire Bear it is? There's a few, isn't there?
Claire Bear _Stale _ACC.
Their names were things like Lizzie likes to be great.
Well,
But
do you
that's not
have
fair.
those screen recordings in shot?
We have that screenshots, yes, of them
Okay,
fake
so
accounts coming in.
Kay, that is absolutely unacceptable. And you also, well, no, actually,
It's like me saying my husband can't have female friends. He can't if he's acting like that with them. Are you fucking mental?
Lizzie absolutely then has a case to raise that with the police. I can't guarantee the police will act upon it,
Men's mental health.
but
Was
she
she?
has a right to at least take it to them, and I would urge her to do so. What the problem is if we keep doing tit for tat back and forth, it's
So like
only
I
going to
said,
spiral more and more out of control.
but like I said, Claire, I will PM you privately, and I have Lizzie's consent to, give you these screenshots. I will. We can go off another app like WhatsApp, Snapchat, whatever
Absolutely.
you prefer.
And do you know what I
I'll send you these screenshots.
There's a man in that live, Claire Bear, who has also been to jail for harassment and DV with his ex.
I hope
See what I mean? It's a breeding ground for them.
we have handled it as respectfully as we could.
No, you absolutely have, and I appreciate you so much. And I don't have any problem with you, Claire. I really don't. And it was very not difficult, but very.
Can I just ask? Because Ramina's brought this up in the comments. What about the person who created a username in honor of Kerry and Amber in the same way? Did you bring that up, guys? I didn't happen to know about that.
Know about that.
How can you say, did you bring it up when we didn't know? But it was really funny. It's really funny how you know the one about Lizzie, but don't know the ones about me and Amber.
Because I was in Lizzie's live and I saw it. That's the only reason I know. We can't talk to you, Kerry.
Yeah,
so
I'll bring you
we
in a
know.
minute, Evolution. We can't speculate who's behind anonymous
It
accounts.
was in their live. No, it weren't, Ramina. Pull up the replay. Sorry, now.
Listen,
You're not
guys,
lying about me like
don't
that.
speculate who's
Sorry,
behind.
yeah, can I just say about speculation, Kerry TGA? Writing in the comments, I heard that Holly made that 16-year-old account. Are you okay?
Hang on a minute, guys, wait. Obviously, this is...
Send it to me, Romina. You got me on Discord. Send it to me. Sorry, Claire. Send it to me right now, Romina.
We are obviously all very emotional and concerned for different reasons. And what we don't want to do is start to go at each other and start speculating about troll accounts. We all know people make troll accounts. We're never going to know who's behind it. It's part and parcel of being on here. The right and correct thing to do is to hand it over to the authorities, and they will determine the identity of the unknown accounts.
I just wanted to say I wasn't accusing anybody of who made them accounts. I wasn't accusing. I was just bringing it to attention, because that's not fair. That's really not fair. It's disgusting, actually.
I know, and I understand that.
Romina, please send me that screen.
Guys, don't drop yet. I just want you to listen to Devolution.
Can I just say, guys, this is exactly what they want you to do. Is shake. It's like red ants and black ants. Get on fine, put them in a jar, shake it up, and watch them all fight. If you all like Claire, what I've said is, I've got to go in a minute, because my son nearly took his life, and they knew this, and they came after me, right, knowing various things. Then on KTs and things, they're putting up, I abuse vulnerable people, I charge them money, I do this. I've had investors look at that. I've had people that have known me for 30 years look at some of these things that people know. And if you look at my board on the Social Impact Academy, I've got global business leaders. It's been bloody embarrassing. And then also Coffee Cup, and Coffee's on the thing, he called someone randomly because of what they'd said to him, and it destroyed my relationship with a guy that I'd invested over 1,200 quid with, doing a walk, supporting him at hotels. Then that guy thought, oh God, who's this nutter doing X, Y, and Z? The rot they have put in to this situation is unacceptable, and it's exactly what Claire's saying. Rather than never go at each other, think of a much better way of getting back at them. And doing this bun fighting on the lives is pathetic. I'm sorry, it's absolutely childish.
Especially because
so this Devolution warrior, apparently, allegedly,
branded as as
That's the same as
He's
that.
been in jail for harassment and DV with his ex.
over it. It absolutely isn't.
And if everyone stops
Allegedly.
going, oh, about
Problem
me,
to
about
start
me,
with.
about me, collectively come together, all grow up,
No coffee
and
cup.
start
Oh, fuck.
looking at this in a much more, bear with me a sec, please, right, before I haven't finished, and this is the problem, everyone cuts in.
No, it was
They
coffee
never
cup,
allow
Alicia.
people to finish what they're saying, and we're all traumatized, we've all got X, Y, and Z going on, right, and if we treat people with the empathy and the decency as human beings that we should, right, people are fucking dying because of this shit. When people do shit like this, especially neurodivergent people, they actually either self-harm, they self-abuse themselves, and I'm not saying they go and kill themselves straight away, but they're slow.
TikTok shop.
All right, they unalive themselves. Like, they do it in different ways. If you're traumatized as a child and you've not had the right treatment or support, you're 500 times likely to abuse yourself of
500
alcohol,
times.
drugs, or other things.
Wow.
Now, where things are, it's you've got to just simmer down a little bit and look into this as adults. Because I'm pulling out of this. I'm investing in I put 250,000 into a system that will help people out for free. And I've got chastised for this because I'm just about to launch this system, legal, various other things, and allow people to use it for free. I'm dealing with currently 2 cases at the moment. I've not charged them.
Should I go in on my back up?
Yeah. I know what it's like and I've been through it. But then the people that jump on the bandwagon because people don't have the decency, and I will call Coffee Cup out because he went off and shouted to people, didn't even phone me and checked his facts because he was so wound up by these individuals. Coffee Cup's not had the decency to phone up the individual that allowed me to, right, and say, actually, I was badly bound about it. So yes, I am still really annoyed about this. The rot those 3 individuals are then put into vulnerable other people that know nothing about me and then used various things. This is not right.
Why are you letting vulnerable people
I've
about
got
you?
more kids in education than anyone else in Birmingham. I used to work with kids in care in Birmingham.
They're talking about him and his son.
Bloody suicide. I've got another son I don't see.
TikTok shop.
Right, sorry. I've got another son that I got removed from my care in April last year through dodgy courts, and I know all the history of it, and now we're just going to unwind it. But I wasn't in a strong position in November last year when I first met that Karen and the others, right? And I shared quite a lot of stuff.
Karen is her real name. He's not using the slur Karen. Her real name is Karen.
Cool. Right, and I shared of serious information where my younger son ended up in A&E hospital having to have his arm rebuilt. And she said to me, Mark, this is terrible. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. My younger son now is going through so much abuse that I'm having to deal with, but I'm now in a position to deal with that. So any of you lot that have badmouthed me, that haven't rewound that, right, and you don't expect any help from me, and just Google me and see the organisations that I'm putting together, a 250-acre site to an alternative court, a therapy centre for neurodivergent people. We've got backing from the military, I've got backing from the government. People have pissed off the wrong person here, and you think you lot can go and get people. Watch what I can do when I pull my resources together. If people want to join me, fantastic. Go against me, you like Claire said,
feel the
wrong bear.
Can I just invite Alicia to speak? Because Alicia was quite provocative in the comments.
Yeah, I want to know why Devolution is there threatening people that go against him.
I'm not threatening.
Everything
I am saying
children are not removed for no reason, first of all. Second of all, I don't know your full story, but
children don't get removed for no reason.
No, it's a process. It doesn't work like that. I understand children are removed wrongfully, but they're not removed for no reason. Hang on. Let just said anyone who goes against you, you've just threatened them, saying like they're going
a bunch of vulnerable people as well.
It's the internet. If people are upsetting you, block them. Okay?
No, I said
if it's affecting your mental health, block them.
Okay,
No,
can I Devolution, can I just put an alternative to Alicia? So Alicia, I have threatened a group of women and I have said that I am going to go against them. And that is because 2 weeks ago I entered their life thinking that because they said that they were legal advocates in family law, they would be able to answer a question, and ultimately, and I've been holding the lives, and that's all on the profile. They blocked me, removed me, and then held on a very snippet 5-minute conversation when I was in a very distressed and upset state already. A kangaroo court on my situation, which was between a paralegal
Does
and
anybody
a
speak
registered legal
actual
advocate.
words?
And they stated, what has my client done? Well, he's yakkered me in the face. Why has he done that? Well, clearly it's because I'm irritated, of which they all guffawed and laughed at. And then she went, well, no, it's because obviously there's underlying reasons.
Scabby.
And the legal advocate replied, well, in this case, Your Honour, I think she deserved it.
These women are obviously not what they're saying they are, because anyone who worked in that field will not be on lives doing things like this. So they're obviously
exactly, Alicia. So I eventually,
in terms of an advocate for fucking mental health, oh my god,
it ruined their life.
But here's the thing, though, Alicia. Here's the thing. And I would have done. I've accepted now. I'm not going to get an apology off them. And had they then
you're just trying to confuse
not
everybody.
spoken about me, I would have done exactly the same. But for the past 3 weeks now, they have continued to now defame me, say that I'm one of these women that utilises the system and purposely withholds child from the father. And that
what's that got to do with the price of cheese?
And disclosing my information. They have now claimed that they're the victims of the bullying because I am watching them. I have a right to watch them. And they're now going onto my children's accounts and watching them. What do I do, Alicia? Do I, as a victim for 8 years of emotional coercive control, while I was told and gaslit it was all my fault and silenced, then allowed to be continually silenced? Or do I have a moral obligation to say, do you know what, I'm mentally okay to challenge this, and I can then prevent other women, vulnerable women, going onto this really toxic platform and potentially ending up in the situation that I ended up, where I called crisis that night. Because they shamed me that much.
I would make a video to let people know that they're liars, and then I would block them. But when they say you're going on your children's accounts, are your children on live?
So my son is 20, and during the live, he heard me weeping. I entered the box, you can hear it, me crying, and they blocked, muted, and laughed at me. He then went into the live and said, who said my mum deserves to be yakkered? They said, we don't allow minors in here. So they identified them as a minor and they blocked them. And that was that. But yesterday, my son went and looked at, you can look at your profile views. Not just those people, but all of their little minions who have been since then trolling all of us have been all over his profile. So
I would just block them all. I would just block them all. But I want to know why, when people have come in here and questioned what you're talking about, you're saying that they're speaking to 12-year-old boys, and you said something to Witch Queen as well. I can't remember what it was, but you said something outrageous to her as well. I don't understand
So I did
these accusations about, but then you're crying because people were watching.
No, Alicia, I did. I threw a wild accusation out to 2 women to try to see how damaging it is to run a narrative from a woman's perspective without evidence.
You said she works at, but they're just having an opinion on Tim Coates.
No. This is in relation to the allegation that was made.
They're nothing to do with that. These women. They're nothing to do.
No. We're talking about 2 separate entities now, Alicia.
Yeah, I've got to go because my son's going to walk back in the door in a minute. Alicia, I was involved in the care review. 30,000 children shouldn't be in care in 2022. When you make those statements that children don't just get removed for no reason, my child wasn't moved into care. My child went back to the abuser. 70% of children get moved back to the abuser.
What's your source for that?
The care review I was involved in.
Is there sources for that? Like, where's your sources?
Alicia, he is on like the board of the
Yeah, no, I'm saying I want to see the actual government statistics for them.
Alicia, could you follow Alicia and send him the link? Send her the link.
Website, the Social Impact Academy.
No, I want government
Devolution, it would be much better if you linked it to the...
Nobody follow that man's website.
Yeah, go to my website.
No. I'm going to go to your website because that's going to be very biased.
Well, wait there. If my website links to the government stats...
Just go to the government.
I can see what Alicia's saying.
Go to the government website if you need
understand what
any
you're saying, that
stats.
you have done this, but would you be able to guide Alicia to the government publication?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, do that.
When we jump onto someone and say, and that's really triggering for a lot of people that have had their children removed illegally, because we're working with 2 families right now in the same county, and we've already got 2 children back that was removed illegally.
Says the man that's had his child
I have
removed.
not charged them a bean for it. So I see the cold, hard faces. So when you come on and say children don't get removed, you are uninformed and it triggers people.
No, but to be fair to Alicia, she does make sure that she has the information, and I get where she's coming from. I want the information from the direct source.
I'm just saying social services, because I presumed it was social services. They don't just come and take your children, but obviously you're saying they were taken back to, I'm presuming, your ex. I don't know.
Yeah, Alicia, I don't want to get into a bun fight, and if I was a bit strong earlier, what I'm saying is when these people come after you, not just on a live, but then go and contact people behind your back and start sharing malicious rumours about you that damage.
But you shouldn't be giving out this personal information.
I did not.
You said that you told someone you showed them some personal stuff in regards to your children.
Whoa. The one person that we went on, we took it offline, not online, right? She'd actually shared that she was X, Y, and Z, and she fooled a lot of people pretending that she had qualifications.
People don't believe people on the internet saying that they work within children's services, this, that, and the other, if they're running around trolling everyone.
Absolutely, do your due diligence. But when 3 people, I didn't just jump on the case and say, hey, can you look at my case files, please? They offered some support for a meeting the next day. The person that I wanted to support me on the meeting couldn't do it. So in a matter of desperation, I was like, right, yeah, okay, if you can join
Can we just let everyone know that if you're dealing with real life things like what this man has dealt with in regards to children and children being removed or put wherever.
Absolutely, Alicia, but when you've got 95% of lawyers that work for the system, not the client, I've done half of
Another statistic.
Devolution, you're spreading misinformation. That independent review of children's social care did not say that children shouldn't be removed from their parents. Their focus was ensuring that they were with a family member. Hence the fact that £45 million was put into children remaining with a family member. Please don't spread misinformation. I spent 15 years in the system and 20 years campaigning for care leavers. Please don't spread misinformation. Just because it supports your rhetoric.
There shouldn't be 30, they said, the exact fact is, on his review, was 30,000 children shouldn't be in care, not back with the parents, but they didn't even go for the kinship, they didn't go for the other side of it, they didn't even look. We were dealing with one case now where they didn't
because
even
the
look
funding
at
isn't there. The funding isn't there to ensure those Of course they do. If I was put with some of my family members, I would have been in the same situation I was in with my parents.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, Red, it was the actual the actual data of that when we sat with Demos at Whitehall. The actual stats were the paperwork and the jobs wasn't done at the start. The professionals didn't do their jobs correctly. And if they would have done their jobs correctly, they would have identified other placement or other areas. So I'm quite happy to share that with you because I sent you...
Yeah, but you're making it sound like 30k children shouldn't have been taken from their parents.
No,
When you're sitting here saying 30,000 children shouldn't be in care, and you're making it sound, people will assume from that those 30,000 children shouldn't have been taken from their parents.
That's what I'm saying. It's very damaging. The stuff you're saying and the stats you're throwing out with no sources.
Oh, do you know, Alicia, that gives me the perfect opportunity to bring it kind of back on track of the conversation. Is that is the when, and I do understand that, which is in the comments, and I did also direct it at the lady. I made absolutely outlandish and salacious accusations against both of them.
Yeah, you did.
I did, and I have no evidence, and I have no proof.
I thought this was about. Is this about Tim Coles?
Yeah, and the point is that I've made that not because I believe it, and ladies, please don't think I believe it. I've done it as an example of the fact that I'm not sure if you're aware of the live 2 days ago, Alicia, on Tim Coles. Whatever your opinion of him is, and Kay will back this up, is that during that live, a 16-year-old came in on an account, and I looked at the account, and she has 16 in her bio, and she stated some claims that Tim had been messaging her and asking her to send him explicit pictures. That instantly got my backup because I'm managed by his agency. So I was like, oh my God. The panel and people in the comments said, oh, send us proof. I'm so sorry that's happened. Send us proof. And that 16-year-old said, oh, I don't have it. I've deleted it all. So at that point,
I tend to believe victims, though, I'll be honest.
I get what you're saying. Okay. And I get what you're saying. But at that point, and this is the only thing that I've stated to them, at that point, I would have, if I had been hosting it, and this is not a criticism on UK at all, please don't take it as this. First of all, I would have safeguarded that 16-year-old from being in a live that was talking about very contentious adult topics.
Were those voice notes you were playing, was that the 16-year-old?
Before I continued it, before I continued it, she had the right to claim it, and she had the right to state it. But the issue that I had is that for the following 2-3 hours, is that people on the panel and in the comments continued to say, when other people came in and said, oh, he's done this to me, he's upset me, and they went, and he's been talking to a 16-year-old.
Said we never had proof.
I know, Holly, and this is...
Okay, but can I defend myself now? Because that's been...
Okay, this isn't a criticism on you.
I get that, but I'm just saying, it's all been brought up again. I held my hands up and I said, we fucked up. I said that I should have done better. It was my first time doing an exposure live. I didn't expect that many people in my life, never get that many views. I just panicked and it all went out of control.
Yeah, and Kay, I totally respect and appreciate that in retrospect you would have handled it differently. And just to clarify, she has, and the other people have said that they will put out a statement to say that there is no evidence.
This is not the first time it's come out about Tim Coles.
What about the messages to the vulnerable women, though?
He's been manipulating people and...
Okay, that's fine, Alicia, but, and I understand that because there are two separate issues. There's the manipulation of adults, but then there's also the contacting of children. Do you know of
vulnerable adults are just as bad as children? You shouldn't be doing it with anybody.
What, in regards to children?
Yeah.
No, not in regards to children, just in manipulation to women. There was a lot of women that come forward previously. It was a few months, last year sometime, and a lot of women come forward, and he had been manipulating all of them.
Yeah, and this is the thing.
To point this out as well, there have been not other allegations from minors, but other allegations from women that have come to us, and we haven't platformed it because we haven't got the evidence on it yet. So we have learned.
And I appreciate that. What I'm saying.
I came in here and I said,
okay, you're commendable. You really are, and I respect you fully. My issue is that I am represented by them. I do think they're an amazing agency. I've not had anything but positive interactions with Tim bar the one time he had a meltdown on live and told me F off and unmodded me. I haven't taken it personally. And I could have sat there and empathised and understood how some of his conduct and behaviour with the women, the mods, etc., has been damaging. What I was most concerned with, if I was going to continue, was the allegation with a 16-year-old. So I needed to understand.
Can I just say, it seems to circle back to it. We've apologised. We said we had no proof, but at the same time, that girl was saying that she deleted, because we said, like, have you got proof? She said she was that scared because she didn't know what to do with what was being asked of her. She deleted Discord. We also said to her, please go to the police about this. You know, like, someone bigger needs to deal with it. And she had said she told her big sister, like, she doesn't have any other family to talk to.
Does she not have parents?
Her mum's left and her dad passed away, unfortunately.
So who's she taking care by?
Big sister, her big sister. So we said to her, you need to tell someone, like an adult, who can go to the police. And she said, I've told my big sister. It seems to, instead of talking about the voice notes, we've apologised for it. We said we're going to put this thing out, saying as of right now we have no evidence. But you're sort of clouding over the fact that he has said that because Lizzie never told him no in the messages to his unsolicited voice notes, because she never said to him, no, don't send me that. It was okay for him to carry on. Hang on, please let me finish. You had moderators saying of his, because she wore low-cut tops when she was live with him, she deserved the flirts and she deserved the voice notes. Those voice notes go into graphic detail. He's also blamed the fact that he's not been on his medication, his depression medication, over the way he acts. And do you think that's okay? Like, genuinely, do you think that's okay?
Can I clarify? My main concern was that one of the things that I couldn't stand and defend and be associated with, if there had been the issue with the 16-year-old. So that was the first thing that I wanted. That was my priority thing to want to clarify, and it has been clarified for now.
I've just got to go, but thanks, Claire, for doing this.
Thank you.
Claire, I just want to say as well, I sent you a direct message to have a really good conversation with you about some of the things, and if people want my stats, if they DM me...
Why do they want your stats? Stop asking women to DM me and TikTok, you weirdo.
No, I'm saying where you want the source from, and I can give you the direct sources. It's not my... If you actually just Googled my name, and I'll say it, Mark Hamilton Taylor, I don't hide from anyone. You can probably see what I have actually done for children in care, the boards I've sat
You've
on.
put a child in care, you weirdo.
Birmingham's children's board, and they're losing 30% of their weight. My mother was in care. So, you know, if people actually come to me first,
thank you.
Speak to me first, give me the opportunity first to have a conversation with, rather than jump down my neck and go, oh, you're doing this, I don't want to look at your website. Go and have a look at what I've done and what I'm trying to achieve collectively, who's on my board, who trusts me, and the organisations I've been
You've just basically said there's 30,000 children in care that shouldn't be. That's what
that was the quote that I took from Josh McAllister, who actually stated it live in his report. That was his words, not mine. He says that
Josh McAllister.
Josh McAllister is the one that wrote the care review. He's an MP as well.
Oh.
And he wrote the care review. It was a government-funded care review in 2022, and it was a care review done, and they've done nothing about it at all.
Is he in the government, or was he funded by the government? What one is it?
That was his words, not mine. And then he went on to say the impact it's had onto society and the societal impact in costs. So then we were asked to do a social impact review on that, and it's costing society about 75 billion with the compounding effect.
Hang on, can I just ask you a question? Because I've just quickly Googled them. It says here, in January 2021, McAllister stepped down from his role at Frontline in order to chair an independent review of children's social care.
Yeah, that's him.
McAllister's appointment was criticised by some social work academics who questioned whether he could be impartial given the Frontline had received central government funding.
But no, if you read the report, it's a really interesting report. So when he did the review, and then it was released at BIMOS in 2022, because I was actually there.
2026, but
senior social workers.
He left in 2021.
The only most successful social working team that's under
we're leaving in 2026.
Camden were there.
Wait, this is about Tim Coles, and can you stop using this as promotion for your website? Thank you.
I'm really not using the promotion for my website, Alicia. You're not like. I don't make any money from the website.
I agree. Can we go back to Tim, please? Because Claire, I want to know your opinion on people saying that she deserved the voice note she got.
I'm not telling you, because don't follow him and don't DM
Lizzie
him.
has spoke about this on live and also privately, so I think she'd be okay saying she's a survivor of grape, right? And it's taken her 10 years to wear again what she wants. Now, as women know, I'm sure in this life, we dress for ourselves. We don't dress for anyone else. But for moderators of this man who supports women's mental health, and him saying himself that she deserved it, is the same as saying that a woman walking down in a short skirt, down the street in a short skirt, she deserved it. And I just can't fathom how this man supports women's mental health, and all of his moderators have been through something and they stand by it.
It seems like he's targeting vulnerable women, and when we're talking about a 16-year-old child, like obviously if there's no proof of that, no one should be questioning a child. It needs to be taken to the correct authorities, but we still need to remember that there are women in here, possibly vulnerable women, who have been exploited by Tim in some sort of way. And it can't be disregarded because a 16-year-old has come forward as well, you know? And it does sound like he's targeting vulnerable women who have been through something.
He has herded vulnerable women like sheep into his Discord, Alicia.
And protect women, and I'm not disregarding anything. Holly, what I do want to say to you is I wasn't privy until this live that those comments had been made. Do I think they're acceptable? Absolutely not. If you think that a woman... They're acceptable? Absolutely not. If you think that a woman wearing a low-cut top deserves that, you think like a rapist. Stella, jump out and jump in, yo. Right, I'm going to disconnect you. Stella, jump out and jump in, yo.
Hi, Stella.
By the way, if you do come in again, it's not to have a go at fucking Alicia. This is not the time.
Can I get Stella posted pictures of my deceased mother and said he had pictures of my deceased dad?
He did, Alicia. I didn't accept him in, Alicia. I'm sorry about that. Holly, no, I don't. And this is why I've held this live, is because all I've wanted to know is to find out the information so I can make... Stell, if you come in the box...
Can somebody block that, Stell?
Don't target Alicia and make...
Please.
Yeah?
We're talking about Tim Coles still, not my deceased mother.
Your mouth, Alicia. No, right. No, Stell, no.
Can I just say something real quick?
Jim, is that the topic? Is that the topic, Jim? Shush.
Kerry said in the comments that she wants proof of Tim saying that. The proof is going to be out there. We're just waiting for the footage because we don't screen record like you. So.
Stell! Right. Alicia, I'm really sorry. Stell dropped you. Stell, that's fucking... I'm removing your mod powers. You're not allowed to do that.
Listen, no, listen, I've just come in.
No, this isn't about what happened historically with you and her, right? No.
Don't tell her to be quiet about it then. I never said anything. She started on me first.
Stell, no, not this live. Not this live, Stell. Alicia, come back up.
Be quiet about it.
Oh, Jesus, sorry, Alicia, I didn't know you were there. Stell, not this live.
I just said, then tell her not to.
No!
Well, let's get back to Tim Coles.
Yeah. So, who was speaking? The proof. What was that?
It was me who was speaking. I said that the voice. We're just waiting for the footage from the live to come through to us so we can put it out there. And anybody that wants to hear it or see it, we will share it to you. That's fine.
Which live are you talking about, Kay?
And a few nights ago, Kay went live. He jumped in on a fake account and then proceeded to start screaming and shouting over everyone. And then she got bananaed. So then I went live. He jumped in someone else's live, had his opinion. He came over to me and I tried to have as much of a civilized conversation as I could with him. But I just think, like, the fact that he knows,
take that back right now.
And he is fully aware that women who support him are vulnerable in some way. I'm not saying I'm just saying I've been through trauma, because his videos are directed at them.
I understand, yeah.
Right? So he knows. And Amber, again, I'm sorry, she's a mod of his, but she's openly spoken about on live being in debt to gift him. And if he knows that, which I'm sure he does, because there was conversations about what she was gifting and when she was gifting, and why isn't he telling her not to? At any point during his lives, does he ever say, only gift what you can, guys? No. If his gifts dry up, he sits there, and I've witnessed it myself. He goes, I put all the hours into here, I get no support, and then the gifts start rolling in, and he turns up.
Can I just jump in? Because he's actually told me personally, and I'm talking about me, not somebody who's not here to defend himself, by the way. Me personally, not to gift him. So yeah, he does tell people not to gift him. Kerry no more is what he said to me before. Okay. So yeah, he does. He does tell people to stop gifting him. Okay. He never makes anyone press the gift button. He never makes anyone press that gift button. That is your choice. Guys, no one, and I mean no one, makes you press that button. No one.
Oh my God, load of pish.
That's all right. Just saying as well that if Amber wants to talk about her debt, that is her problem, no one else's. Don't sit there on a live afterwards exploiting Amber's debt problems when she has not spoke to you lot about it. That's all I'm saying on the matter.
About it on a public live.
Well, she said it to Lizzie, like someone did about private messages, yeah? Because we're allowed to do that, are we, Holly?
The threat to dox my address to Tim. I was worried for my safety.
You sit on a live personally, publicly, and say, I'm going to give out Kerry's full address. And my full name. Are you silly?
Show me the proof, because I know I haven't done that.
I've got the proof. No worries. I'll send it to you.
Show me the proof. Please don't throw accusations about.
No. I'm going to send it to the police. I'm going to send it where it needs to go, honey. The police, and then we'll see where it goes from there. Okay.
You lot are arguing between yourselves over a man who it is manipulation. Even if he's saying to you, "Oh no more gifts," like we've seen it all before. No, you don't need to gift me. No, you don't need to do that.
No one makes you press that gift button.
Nobody makes anyone. People still
hold your hands.
I don't gift. I would never gift Tim Coles. I'm not.
Good for you. No one's asking you to. No one's asking you to.
Don't shout at me. I'm not.
I think Kerry's getting voice notes, to be fair.
Honey, I've been there, done that. Thank you.
Several women, a lot of women have come forward about Tim and what he has done to them. And you are completely disregarding what these women are saying about him and what he's done to them. We've heard voice notes, we've seen messages, we've seen everything. We've seen him come on live and feel sorry for himself. And unfortunately, you're all victims of manipulation. And you'll see that eventually, maybe not now, and you're sticking up for him now. And, he is saying to you, oh yeah, no more gifts. It's part of the manipulation tactics.
Guys, can I just have my say? Can you hear me all right?
Yes.
Yeah, right. I've known Tim Coles for 2 years, right?
Oh my God, see these people with the angel, the feathers in their name, is that his agency? So he's calling them all my angels.
I'm going to say,
is that right?
Doing to him is absolutely disgusting. He has a daughter of 17. Why would he do that? Come on, seriously, you are damaging his mental health.
Oh, shut your face.
Shelley, that's a wild statement to make because there are fathers out here committing heinous crimes.
One moment, guys. Let Alicia speak to me.
Jack the Ripper was a dad.
The 16-year-old when we let him hold our hands and said that we fucked up. Shelley did.
Shelley, I'm not sure if you wait, guys. I'm not sure if you were in the live previously.
So stop talking about it now.
Kay and the others have
Fred West, exactly, Fred West.
Kay, don't worry. Kate and the others have admitted that that was wrong and they are going to rectify it, but they're going to rectify it responsibly because we can't also be sure that it hasn't happened. So it's responsible to say
Sandy,
that
that's
at this
the right
moment in
thing
time,
to think.
there isn't evidence, but should it come forward, it will be then obviously readdressed. And I think that is responsible.
Okay. No, that's good. I agree with that 100%.
Nobody raised the 16-year-old issue again because Kate has.
I was, you know, I literally I put myself out there and said basically that I fucked up, and that's more than anyone else is doing right now.
And do you know what, Kate? Like I said,
we've all done wrong.
But Kate, the only thing I would want to say to you as well, aside, oh jeepers, I forgot her name. The American lady.
Andy.
Yeah. Aside Andy, the only thing that I'm bothered about is that the others haven't come forward into the box to support you.
Because the others are.
Hang on, I'm here. Lizzie.
Oh, sorry, Holly. Holly.
Lizzie is genuinely scared to hop in anyone's box because of Tim and what he was shouting at her the other night. She's genuinely scared. We've spoken about it.
Do you know what it is? She doesn't have to be. She doesn't have to be in this one. He's not in the box now.
You said she's in the chat, but I just want to say to Shelley, you can't say that someone has a child and why would they do this if they have a child? That's a wild statement to make and very damaging. Please don't do that.
Fred West.
And the only other thing I would like to say as well is that I can hand on heart say to you, I haven't gifted Tim in about 10 months. I don't generally go into his lives because, if I'm honest with you, the box battles bore me and the dancing is a bit cringe. But he has been nothing but supportive. He can't be hapless flirt. I don't take it offensively. If he said something offensively,
Michelle, who's Tim?
Tim
back
Coles.
off, and if he didn't, I would block, remove, and move on.
Tim Coles. Hapless flirting is not saying you want to empty your bob bag into somebody's mouth. I'm sorry, that's not fucking hapless.
He removes.
My God.
You know, what the hell do you call them? People in the agency who aren't earning from. Paddy, I have not done one box battle since I've joined that agency, and.
Oh God. My signal's going to go.
Diamonds, and I have had nothing but mega support and response from the moderators who deal with my bananas really early in the morning, and also from him who directly reported the trolling and bullies that I was getting last week. And he does hold group WhatsApp calls and helps guide us on content. I have never been pushed to box battle.
That's okay.
Ever. And I have been removed from the agency.
Sorry, can I just talk as someone who was in his agency and was involved in these WhatsApp calls? I don't know if you was there, Claire. It was only a few people. His advice to us was to make a Discord, get your big gifters in the Discord, and like your moderators and people who sub and that, right? Get them in there, which is fair enough. Okay. Talk to them to encourage them to gift, and also if you're a woman, flirt with the men because they're sad acts and they will send you their money. That was his words. Genuinely, I was in the call.
I wasn't in that call. Was anybody else on the panel in that call?
I was in there, but I don't think she'll say anything. Shaz was in there. I can't remember anyone else.
Yeah. Also, could I say one more thing?
Last who was in the call.
Okay, yes, you can.
So, Claire, it just came to my mind and I just wanted to address it real quick. You said on live earlier that my exposure was like the gifts were still on.
Yeah.
I didn't know you could turn them off. I'm only, like I said, I haven't been live for that long, so I didn't know you could turn them off personally.
unfortunately. That's why they were still on. We weren't doing it for gifts. I even said multiple times through that live, please don't gift. We're not doing this for gifts. We don't want your gifts.
This live, I'm heavily relying on
I
gifts.
just wanted to say that
I spent a fortune.
I did not know you could turn them off. I still don't know how to turn them off, but yeah.
And Kay, like I said,
We're
it's not
also
you particularly
doing
as
a
a host
box
that I've
battle
got
at the
a
same
problem
time
with.
here, guys.
I did have a problem with, is it Amy?
Claire, I'm going to jump down, but I just had a couple of say
Is it Amy? Is it Amy with the glasses and the long hair?
Amy.
Amy, towards the
Thank you,
end,
Karen.
did make a mockery.
Dancing.
I see.
It was of his dancing.
I'll make a mockery of his dancing right now.
And I'm not saying this was UK. They were, oh, thank you, and things like that. Like I've said, it's not Kay's fault that she didn't realise that you could turn the gifts off. And please don't think that when I've commented that it isn't okay, I'm directing it at you, because I now, having spoken to you, understand that this is a little bit new to you.
Can I also say something else really quick? Because I know it's going to get brought up. But I say in my life, oh, guys, give me unis, right? I say that because Amber sat on her platform and called me a beg.
Oh, I say it all the time. I was saying it last night when I had some Nigerian blokes and said, "Can I marry you?" I was like, "Yes, we're lying."
Or gift, and I'll become a model or whatever. Like, it's because Amber called me a beg.
I know.
On this app. So
For me, that's not even the biggest part of the manipulation here. Like, the manipulation for me with this guy is where he's scamming people into thinking they're romantically together or he's romantically interested. And there's lots of different women that believe that they're in a thing with him.
And I think
like there's right. And there's group calls and there's box battles and things, but I just don't want people to forget, like, that's, you know.
And do you know what it is, Alicia? You are right, and he has acknowledged when he was in the
remember,
live.
there's thousands of
Oh my God. Sorry, I needed a second.
And proves that he has direct
There's voice notes, isn't there? There's voice notes and there's his phone number.
Kerry says he only has one account, and I'm not saying any of these fake accounts are him. But
Kerry said that's what you have said on your lives, actually.
No, I haven't.
Kerry
Kerry
said
said
he's been on the
TikTok account all right the other night, didn't he? To show
We all have burner accounts.
So he keeps saying he's only got one account. But he came into my box the other day on a fake account.
I did say it was under another account. We all have burner accounts, guys.
No, we do, but don't say that you don't.
You know, I get that, but do you know what? That's minor in comparison to the other stuff.
No, it's not. It shows he's a liar.
Can I just ask a quick question?
Pants and fire.
Do all you ladies agree that manipulation, when it comes to manipulation, that gaslighting and scaremongering is also a manipulation tactic?
Yes, 100%. Yes, absolutely.
Claire, was you sat in his live on Sunday night? Or he was in someone's box on Sunday night? Was you one of them in there with him?
Me?
Yeah.
Are you in here, Tim?
Right, because my question is, and yes, I bet he's going to get mentioned. Don't go off my head about it.
You're not gonna.
The 16-year-old, I've spoke to the girl, okay? The girl has long-term health conditions as well. And she's not herself, okay? I'm not saying that what she's saying is not true. They are alleged,
yeah.
We can't prove that at the moment. I am working with somebody who possibly may be able to pull the history on Discord. I am an awareness page for any of you who don't know.
Ruthless, do you not think that rather than at this moment in time, for the sake of then clearing or vindicating Tim, actually our role now that we're aware of this is to support, if that 16-year-old doesn't have support.
Was the 16-year-old in his live, Claire? Was she in his live?
Yeah, she came in the live.
Did he know her? But was she in his lives before that?
I don't know, Alicia.
Do any of his people know, like, if she was around his lives or?
Oh my god.
account before, and I'm always in his life.
I just want to know if people were aware that
She'll be protected, Sarah. Honestly, she'll
Has
be
he got
protected.
Telegram by any chance? Because there was a certain person that in his live earlier on that I know speaks to
question is,
young people
obviously
on
that at the
Telegram.
moment can't be proven, okay? It is an alleged accusation, okay? It is not against the law to put out an alleged accusation, but it should have obviously been made aware it's only alleged. What I want to know is, for everybody that sat in that live with Tim in there on Sunday night, he was sat on lives all weekend going, oh, they can say what they want. And I've got it all screen recorded. They can say what they want. They're not bothering me. They're not bothering me. Why did he sit there? It was Saturday night, sorry.
Yeah.
Why did he sit there Saturday night and said, I'm going to a solicitor tomorrow. I will have this sorted. For starters, he sat and lied to every single one of you because no solicitors was open on Easter Sunday.
Or today.
So is that not scaremongering? Because all he wanted to do was for the girls to be quiet, and that's what he said. All I want is for the girls to be quiet and leave me alone. So part of manipulation is scaremongering.
And you know what,
Scaremongering to try and scare them ladies to shut their mouths is what he
I
did
hear
on
what you're
Saturday night.
saying. I hear what you're saying, and maybe this is my probably the reason why I've in failed relationships and I'm at the age of 47. I always like to think on and think that maybe he has, and I would do too, knee-jerk react and go, do you know what it is? I'm going to go to my solicitors tomorrow about this, not clocking that it's Easter
What's
weekend,
been 47 with failed
I do
relationships
know
got to do with it?
He is seriously considering a legal case. He has had advice of a solicitor that came in the live. I have held this live not only to make sure that if I continue with the agency, I do so because
So last time I came in the live,
comfortable and confident doing so.
I had a surgeon come in the live and told me about a facelift once.
That I give the opportunity, perhaps, now that we have established that
Thank you, sir.
at this stage we don't know if the 16-year-old's allegations are founded or not, that it gives Kay and the others the opportunity, which they've said they're going to do,
Hold on to get rid of
to say publicly that part of it needs to stop, only that part of it needs to stop, and it might just sedate a potential issue that I think these women have, by doing something that I think is admirable, but in the eyes of the law, they've come a cropper.
I'll just say something. Reflect, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Even alleged allegations can be damaging to people.
Yeah, if they are with a malicious intent, yeah.
Yeah.
They said we never had proof. We've got proof that we said that in every live. We admitted. We said we don't have proof of this.
No, Holly, but that's
this is
not
what's been
true.
said. It
No,
also wasn't. We didn't know. Like I explained to Tim when he jumped in my box, we didn't know she was 16. Okay,
No, Holly, I have
live.
to disagree. Sorry, I have to disagree. That is not true. I watched the live. I saw her come in, state her age, state the claim. Everybody said, "Oh my
Stated
God!"
her age. She never.
Wait,
Rufus,
Holly,
you back
wait.
this up. You hopped in and told us she was
And
16.
that one with your tongue out. That one with your tongue out. I ain't even lying what I was thinking, and you know what I was thinking when you had your tongue out like that. I was wishing that I could be draining my in your mouth. So don't call me a tease when you put videos like that out with your tongue out like that. I'm still a man. I'm still looking at you with your tongue out thinking I want to drain my inside your mouth. Don't do that to me. Stop it. I'm still a man, okay? Keep doing it. Keep doing it.
Try and scare one of these girls. I'm now getting my solicitor involved. I'm not. So, and he said, all I want them to do is be quiet. That is making them be quiet, and that is trying to shut them up so that all this goes away. That is not fair because they are victims too of this.
Yeah, these women are ruthless. I've just sat here and explained a situation that I've gone through, and I'll not name, but I was told, well, just block, move on, and forget about it. So I was told to be silent.
Can I have my say, please?
What I want to make very clear before anybody takes a narrative further, this is not about disregarding,
Aye, Ridway.
devaluing, or victim shaming. This is about.
But Claire, there's so much
No,
victim
go
shaming
for it.
in here because
No,
these
but
women
wait,
are
Alicia, wait,
comfortable. It's so
Alicia.
how they feel. Shut up, Still. You're a doctor. You put up pictures of my dead mum.
Oh my God, Alicia.
No, he's chatting shit to me in the comments. No.
Stone man, quit it.
These women have come forward.
He needs to shut his mouth.
He's the biggest victim shamer on this app. I don't even know why he's here when it's to do with women that have been through something. But anyway,
all I'm saying, Alicia, please listen to me.
Yes, he
Please
was.
listen to me. What I'm trying to say to you is that for me going forward, and I'm building my platform, I'm doing quite well, and this potentially could become my income, given that I'm now financially not dependent on somebody when I gave up my career. I have
This is just new.
Sorry.
Why are you giving up your
ignore the
career?
comments.
Oh my
I have a
God.
duty to, because I haven't experienced what the claims that these people were making.
She has said that he flirts with her and she's happy
And this
to
is the
be
thing I could have
flirted
done. I could
with.
have gone, yes,
She knows it will go
right.
no further
I'm
because
gonna
she
leave
has
and
had so
quit.
many failed
But
relationships.
then I have
She is
right
under
to then
his
host
spell.
the platforms that I hold, where I talk about the false accusations that fathers face, which are jeopardising.
But Claire, as women, we should be stood with. There's several. It's not just one woman that's come forward. It's several women victims of what this man has been doing.
Can I please share?
He should have thought about his mental health before he started doing this to all these women. I've got no sympathy for him after what he's been doing to all these people.
Why, when I've made you aware that there are a group of women who host 3 weekly lives claiming to provide
that
you've told me to block and ignore?
But it's not about them. This is about Tim Coles and what he's done. And like I said before, and I think Ruthless was just saying, this is not the first time people have come forward about Tim Coles and they've been shut down, where he'll come on and he'll cry and say, oh, I've done nothing wrong, or he will threaten them, or he'll say he's going to a solicitor. He ain't going to a solicitor because he knows he's in the wrong and he knows he hasn't got a leg to stand on. So that is just empty threats to people.
Well, it's not actually, it really does, but it is about Tim, but equally, the parody that you're making to say that I'm trying to invalidate, which I'm not, these women, you have invalidated me.
I'm not talking about you specifically. I'm talking about the people that are backing him because they think they've got a friendship with him.
No, it's not that, but it isn't that, Alicia. You shouldn't make that assumption. And this is the problem. Women can't stand by men without being assumed to be
Wait, if it's not about Tim Coles, can we wait till later, please?
Wanting their attention. I've got no interest in Tim. He is not
Tim
my
Coles.
bloody
No,
type.
I'm not saying that at all, Claire. I'm not saying that you're begging Tim at all. I understand where you're coming from, where your stance is very much men's mental health. However, I couldn't care less for his mental health. I care about what he's done to these women, different women, over the time he's been on this app.
And also,
I have a video on my drafts about Tim Coles. There's something up with that guy. I picked up on it as soon as I saw him. There's something up with that guy.
It's just quick.
Right, hold on.
Kerry TDA commented in the chat, none are innocent, the girls flirted back.
I've never flirted with Tim.
That's victim shaming, Kerry.
Like I've never, and he can vouch it. I've never. I joined his agency for a little bit. My sister was a manager in the agency. Like that's it.
Tim Coles is a narcissist. Sorry, I just have to say that.
I was going to say was when he joined my box and he claims that him and Lizzie were back and forth flirting. There's deleted messages. I said to him, Tim, please bring forward your evidence. If you've got the messages, screenshot the back and forth flirting, and put it out there, because there's no point claiming, like we've always, have proof. If you're claiming it's back and forth and there was messages deleted, but he's deleted Discord instead.
Well, I was never part of the Discord, so I don't know why that got deleted. Maybe Kerry Crazy Life can explain.
So
and guys say,
Claire hasn't been part of the Discord where he is sending these voice notes into. He sends them to the open public group and to the women
I've been watching
individually.
this for a couple of days, and I've seen continuously people bringing up the messages that he sent.
Who's this?
But we all go live very often.
Do you not all receive messages from random men saying like, "I'll be your sugar daddy if you send me
that's a
nude
bit different,
pictures,
Kimmy, you're
etc.,
shit talking.
Why are you not exposing these men as well?
Because they're scammers from Nigeria.
Honest to
But
God.
everyone just ignores
They're-
them.
Alicia had that chat.
Unsolicited messages as well. So
They're faceless accounts. They're
followers.
Kimmy, please.
Voice notes weren't descriptive, graphic, what I'm going to do to you, all of that, and it was unsolicited. She never replied, but I said to Ty, please give her a job.
But no one's seen the messages.
Can I just make
that
one little admin comment?
Screen recording of the chat. We saw a screen recording of the chat.
Holly, a really quick admin comment. Stel, you've got your backup account in here, and I can see you muting people. Don't mute anybody that has an opposing opinion. Only mute people who are being outrageously offensive.
Still will though, because Still is a victim shamer.
Angie, this sounds like a witch hunt to me. He's not here to defend himself. Oh,
Has
shut
anyone
up,
even
Angie.
thought about the outcome it's going to have on his children? Because we are on a public.
You know what? When these
Does he
people
think
get
of the outcome for his
demodded,
children, the dirty, slimy?
yeah, but you watch when these people get demodded and he don't talk to him no more or don't flirt with them, they'll be the first people to out him again. Watch.
Things about me, and you will not let me have a one say. Will you
Because,
please tell
Stel,
Alicia?
it's not the right time.
Well, can you just tell Alicia that you have got that voice note from that?
Yes, I have that voice note, Stel, but you're also
Did I
aware
do
that
anything
what
wrong?
you posted was fucking outrageously wrong.
She has been telling people that I'm a
No, Stel, I'm
This
sorry.
wasn't about
if
you,
fall out with
weirdo.
me, fair enough. I know what she
We'll go
has
into you
claimed
next.
is wrong. Alicia, I have heard a voice note that Vince victim.
I've got a head for now, Michelle, but that Tim Coles, there is something up with him. Like,
He posted about you was absolutely
you
wrong.
don't shout at women like that, especially if they've been through DV and stuff. You don't shout at women, and he's shouting at women in his videos. It's just a bit weird. He seems a bit cocky and arrogant, and just someone. He's a bit of a narcissist. Like, I've got a few on my drafts about him, just analysing his whole video. There's something up with him, like.
So, you know,
You don't sit there shouting out motivational quotes to women and then gyrate in your couch with your topo like 10 minutes later in your life. You don't, no.
It's not his.
No, you don't.
Do you know what, Holly? His daughter's probably.
Anyway, I better head on it. Enjoy your day. I'm going to go. He is a narc. He is a narc. He's got narcissistic tendencies, Paul. I think he's controlling. I think he's manipulative. Yeah.
And that's all
Okay.
we know what he's earning on a live. We've got no idea of his creator fund, his Facebook income, etc. He's doing okay.
I think as well, right? So I understand you.
He's doing okay because he's got all these vulnerable women herded like sheep giving him money. Oh my God.
They're a bonus. He claims to be a women's mental health advocate. Surely his lives shouldn't be about gifting or growing, which he's turned into. None of that. None of it to gain gifts. He should sit there, like he says, he talks as a friend. Since he started doing these grow lives, he ignores the comments. Some women in the comments told him that he saved her life, and she sat there, ignored. Someone else got called stupid for asking to put someone to be on block.
But he gets thousands of comments. He doesn't see every comment.
Watching the
Like
live, that
every
woman,
creator.
that woman who sat there saying that, oh, you saved my life, she sat at the bottom of the comments, so like she was the first comment he would have seen for ages, absolutely ages. And I just think,
Okay, but what he does on his live to earn his money is his prerogative.
Exactly.
He makes amazing content.
And I think
for
he has
everybody.
also
stated, Holly, he has stated he's not going to do battles anymore. Hang on a minute. What the hell's that? Suddenly play. Alexa, stop. He has also stated that he's not going to do battles anymore. Yeah.
But also, just because he's flirted with a woman doesn't make him a bad man. Does that mean that every man that flirts with a woman now is bad because he's flirted?
That's downplaying it.
Flirted. Have they heard the voice?
He should have thought about his children before he acted the way he has on the internet.
and it
Well,
was an
every man
unsolicited
flirts
voice
with a
note.
woman.
It was an unsolicited voice note. She uploaded a new video of a picture. He then sent her that voice note. We've seen a screen recording of her chat. I've asked him to bring his. He says there's.
Well, if she flirted with him previously, is he not allowed to flirt back?
It's so hard on women. You hand on heart to say that there's no deleted messages from her part.
And I think this is what we need to establish, everybody,
On
is that
Discord, when you block someone, your messages are deleted.
Oh, okay. So this is the thing: is that
flirting isn't manipulation, Corey.
he's saying that there was a back and forth. She's saying that there's not. If you do listen to the voice recordings that have been uploaded, and you do put
They're not deleted, Alicia. They're not deleted in the Discord.
Deep fake software, it does come out as being deep faked.
But we're just going to blame AI for his behaviour.
No, I'm not. And what I'm saying to you, listen.
Brainwashed. These women are actually fucking brainwashed.
It's not a blame, it's a query. It's then to say, we need to then try to understand how we can then establish if this is, he has or he hasn't sent them.
He has.
So say
Where did they come from then?
He told you after you said to him you'd run it through that deepfake software. He said, "No, I sent them the voice notes."
I've ran it through software. I think fucking CSI, fucking talk shite.
He's admitted he sent the voice notes because he was flirting.
He has admitted he sent the voice notes. That is not what we're denying. Okay, but what the issue that Lizzie presented was that they were unsolicited, i.e. there was no
Alicia, do you want
interaction
this
from her in between.
sent?
Of course there was interaction. There's got to be. He wouldn't just randomly send a voice note.
For days, actually, because they were actually listed for days. And that's where the current discrepancy is.
Hi guys, I just wanted to jump on here and talk about a situation that I hold very close to my heart. I have been speaking recently to some very independent, powerful, beautiful women
not saying that she still
brave
isn't
enough to share
triggered,
their stories.
but it does then.
I've just sent it to every account that says Alicia.
That's a problem. But if, like she has stated, she hadn't interacted in between, these were totally unsolicited, whilst I have my view that I think
He watched her video and sent that voice note to her.
That's my
On
personal
what
view.
level is that fucking appropriate?
There is currently him saying, no, there were messages in between, and her saying there weren't. On Discord, I don't know.
Play it from the beginning. It says, I just watched that video.
That they'd gone and just checked, and it shows when a message has been deleted.
But if you block someone, Holly, does it remove them?
No, it doesn't, Holly.
I don't know, because I'm not.
Once you block someone, it doesn't remove them because Tim blocked me and it didn't remove his message, so no, it doesn't.
Oh, okay.
So, but we've only seen messages or heard voice notes from Tim. We haven't actually seen anything from the other girl.
Because it's unprovoked. Do you know what that means? Oh my
Kimmy,
god.
but if you go and check my first video, the full length of voice notes that she has on her phone that she's displayed so proudly, guys, that went on for days, she did not play every single one. You're getting bits and pieces, okay? And she's deleted her side of the story. Okay,
there's a discrepancy in the comments. Some people are saying it does remove them.
I've watched your video. I've watched your video.
That's what I'm going to go and then check out.
Hold on till I get to the bit.
It's just mad that the mods are saying that she deserved it because she was wearing a low cut top online.
No. Wait, do you know what it is? They did say that I wasn't privy to that.
Looking at your videos. She never told
Oh my god, wait. I've been looking at your videos.
Defending it.
No, what I'm saying, Holly.
One of his old mods. I'm not going to play all the video because most of it is just him giving himself a confidence boost, but I will play the important parts.
I keep looking at your videos, and that one with your tongue out. I ain't even lying what I was thinking, and you know what I was thinking when you had your tongue out like that. I was wishing that I could be draining my in your mouth. So don't f*** me a tease when you put videos like that out with your tongue out like that. I'm still a man. I'm still looking at you with your tongue out thinking I want to drain my inside your mouth. Don't do that to me. Stop it. I'm still a man, okay? Keep doing it. Keep doing it.
I was watching your videos. I was watching your videos, Noah, in response to your last message. Was it?
I haven't been taking my depression meds. That's why I'm acting like this.
Right, that's what I've been saying. On Discord, WhatsApp, and on TikTok, even if you block somebody, the messages are still there and still accessible.
But what if somebody deletes the messages off Discord?
Holy fuck. How many times did she need to be told? Can somebody go in there and say they're a Discord expert? Just tell her that, because she'll fucking believe you. And tell her they don't get deleted. Just say that's your job title.
That's the question. Did I just hear someone say that he was saying it's because of the way these women were dressed?
Yeah, so basically, him and his mods are saying that because she had
Claire Bear and
into this, because she had
Skivvy
low tops on while she was live with him, she deserved
Tim Coles.
No.
He didn't say she deserved it. He said that she was flirting with him.
Yeah, if she was wearing a low cut top, she was flirting with him.
Yes, that is what he said.
And
he
as a
didn't say
woman,
that she deserved
are
it.
you comfortable with that as a woman, for him to be saying that because she was dressed like that, she definitely...
Absolutely not. Absolutely
No,
not.
no, I'm not saying that's okay, but what I'm saying is the words are getting twisted.
No, but it's very much given what was she wearing,
It's
like when a
live.
woman goes through something horrific. And
I actually bought this to him when he jumped in my box, right? I actually bought that to him, and he said, "Oh, it's not applicable. It's not applicable to this situation." When it actually,
But I'm stood here on a low cut top. Who am I flirting with? Absolutely fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. In all honesty, at one point in your life, ladies, have you not found a man attractive and worn a low cut top?
Hang on a minute.
We don't dress for men.
Holly, was the
class as being attractive?
No, we don't dress for men.
we dropped him in because she just said, "Have you never seen a man on live and wore a low cut top and a skirt?" What does that have to do with anything?
It's the victim shaming for me.
What I'm saying is, have you never found a man attractive, gone on a date with him, and wore something to make yourself look attractive?
We dress for ourselves. We don't dress for men.
If she's online wearing a low cut top, it doesn't mean that she wants. If she's online wearing a low cut top, it doesn't mean that she wants crazy voice messages sent to her.
So hang on a minute. Can I clarify? Because I wasn't privy to this.
Kimmy's giving out fucking
You said
days, but-
that he said because she was wearing a low cut top, she looks what, good or whatever.
No, so what I said was on my live. So he was in one of his mods live when that was said, and the mods also said it. What was said on my live was when I brought it to him that you're basically saying because she's walking down the street wearing a short skirt, she deserved it.
He sits on live brushing his beard like Rolf Harris. How is this attractive to
cut
him?
me off and go back to the 16-year-old issue.
Let me just quickly address something. Stell, don't block Levi.
Also, Claire, I just wanted your thoughts on what he said about the voice note where he said that he'd stopped taking his depression meds and that's why he was acting the way he was.
Well, do you know, that is a really difficult thing, because if you are on mental health medication and you do stop taking it, that is not an excuse for your behaviour.
Make you a predator.
It's not an excuse for your behaviour, and he shouldn't use that as an excuse. He has a responsibility as a content creator who does go live to ensure that the minute he hits that live button, that he does so responsibly. If he has said he hasn't, it's because he hasn't taken his mental health medication, that's why he's acting that way. No, I don't accept that as an excuse.
Holly, is it possible that all of the stuff that you guys have on him, that you could post it or send it or something? I'm banned on my main at the minute, but I'll go live and do a live about it.
If you follow Kay, she's got all of the...
Okay, I'll follow you on this one. I'll follow you on my main. If you lot can, I don't know, send it to me or something.
Alisa, I'll message you when I drop down and when you drop down. We can go on Snapchat or something and I'll send you every single recording. But also, me and Kay jumped into Delusive Angie's last night and tried to explain. He hopped straight in the box, screaming and shouting over us. Angie removed us because she thought he had done nothing wrong. He then proceeded to gift her a Leon the Kitty for the privilege of blocking us.
I know, but Holly, that you chose the
Alicia, they're
wrong
more
one.
than welcome to come in here.
The place to, it's just not the place to do some things.
But I just thought it was crazy that he got in and was allowed to just scream and shout at us.
Yeah, but Angie always will tend to play devil's advocate and do so ruthlessly.
But what I'm saying is,
would you not be upset if you were having these kind of accusations thrown at you?
Honestly, if I was innocent, I wouldn't be screaming and shouting. I would post my.
I would come with my proof. Yeah, and Kimmy, do you Look, all these women that have come forward, are you saying they're all liars? All these women?
Kimmy's a
I'm not
PD
saying they're
supporter.
liars, but I'm saying there's something.
Kimmy's
like,
a PD
that
supporter,
it
so
can't
she's
just
used to
be
being manipulated
one-sided.
by
There's two
women
sides
on
to every story.
He's not put up anything to disprove things.
You didn't record everything. You didn't record everything.
He had messages and he had voice notes of his own. So where people are saying, "Oh, no one played the girl's voice note," he could play the girl's voice note. Why doesn't he?
Well, if the girls have deleted the voice note, he's not going to have it.
She blocked him. The minute she was called out for calling him a
But he would still have it.
Let me tell you.
No, that's
the minute
Kimmy.
she
I
was
think that's Kimmy's
called out for
told
calling him a
Kimmy talk
narcissist
shit a lot.
online, which, yeah, I got the screen recordings of. She done it in her own life. She then blocked him when he confronted her and said, "Are we
He
okay?"
would still have the messages, even
Yeah,
if
he's got those messages. Are we still okay? And what she proceeded to do is block him and come out of Discord, block a load of his mods. Then, guys, not being funny, if it doesn't scream guilt to you, she then this morning, after seeing Claire in my live yesterday, she then this morning privated all her accounts, removed every single post and any fake accounts that she made to blast him. She then also privated and got rid of all the posts.
Yes, maybe she's getting
Wait, 1 minute, guys. 1 minute, guys. Could I ask anybody in the comments, somebody in the comments do me a favour? Go into Discord, message somebody, delete your message and then block them and see if, and then take a screenshot.
Don't delete it. Why is she telling them to delete the message?
Snapchat, I believe. When you
Yeah, I
block
just said,
someone.
if you delete the message manually and then block them, it will delete the message. If you just block them, the message will delete.
Because Tim blocked me and it didn't delete his messages to me, so no, it doesn't.
I'm just going to say, but if you just block somebody, that all the messages will stay. So they have to manually delete the messages, then block you.
So do you think, Kay, and I did ask you this before and you did say, and I do say this with tentatively, but if Lizzie was then prepared to voluntarily submit her devices over for the police to recover anything,
Why does she need
do
to?
you think, and I'm not
Her
saying that she should,
boyfriend
but
was
do
on
you
the
think
live
she
earlier
could do
on
that
saying he heard
confidently?
the voice messages as well.
You are saying that she should, aren't you, Claire?
No,
I'm
I'm
just being
asking,
careful.
I'm asking genuinely.
I've got this. Like No Emotion said, like I'm gonna say, I cannot speak for Lizzie. If she feels comfortable to do that, then she can. However,
But he'll be the owner, won't he?
I can understand why she's afraid.
I can understand too. I can understand too.
That's what's happening. There's all these women coming up defending him, like they're blindly defending this man. She's probably but there's obviously there's three women in here that would regardless, she might not be as strong as you or me or whoever it may be. So I can't get my head around the fact that women here are completely supporting this man when there's more than one woman that's come forward. Like, take away the 16-year-old.
I mean,
Claire, hang on a minute. Paddy said it will show message deleted on both sides.
Because I want to live on you bitch.
Claire, this is the same girl that they said because she was wearing a low cut top, she deserved him flirting with her or whatever they said.
Which one was that never left my mouth?
Not you, Kimmy. I'm not talking about you. That I said that. The footage is coming. What do you understand, Kerry?
More defamation of character, innit?
More defamation of character, okay. And on my part, thank you very much.
Okay. Holly, where was that said?
It was said
their lives. Kay was screen recording.
Oh, okay.
Can I please talk now, if possible?
Yes, sorry, Chuckle, yes.
No, that's fine. Obviously, so I've been not a part of any of it. Obviously, I've been in boxes with Kay, Holly, and other women that are been involved in regarding what's happened to them from the said person. I don't want to mention any names. The way that I feel, the way that he came into people's lives, granted, for what the accusations are that are going across, or whatever the situation is, fair enough, I would be annoyed. Obviously, I've been through the same situation, so I understand the whole scenario. However, the way that he speaks down to women, the way he did in people's lives, I feel is completely wrong. The way that he was shouting down to women, one being Kay, one being to other women as well that are not in this live, I just don't see how people can allow that through TikTok, if that makes sense. Obviously, my old from his agency, obviously she's not in this live, so I'm not going to bring her up in this. However, my name was mentioned on several occasions on their live last night, which was Kerry's live. Well, I think it was Amber's originally, but Kerry was in it. And I have screen recordings of this. For no reason was my name to be mentioned in their live. However, they still mentioned it because for what reason, if that makes sense. Again, obviously someone who's going through a lot of stuff himself are now being plastered all over TikTok. So
this guy's name is Chuckle Game and he's got a Snapchat filter on, so I don't trust him either.
I'm still talking. So, I was messaging a mod. However, there was no need for my messages to be mentioned over someone else's live when I'm not part of any of this. Again, my name is being mentioned on TikTok, so they're all kicking off about us, or sorry, not us, but women saying about Tim, but then they're doing it to other people.
And also, if we're going to go on about bullying, we've never gone for any of the moderators' looks or anything yet. Several of our looks have been discussed on live, hitting every branch from the ugly tree, apparently.
On the creators' live, you were actually said. You actually said.
Screen recording of it, so it's fine.
I've got screen recordings too, guys. Right? But listen, you guys then proceeded to say how Amber was not intellectually surpassable. Look at her.
He never said that.
He said that all women that were against him earlier on didn't have that intellect.
I messaged Amber before Amber blocked me. I messaged Amber out of concern, and I said to her, please do not get yourself into any debt for anyone on this app. And she blocked me 2 days later. I never said...
finances are just that. They are personal. They are nothing to do with you.
Sorry, I sent that message. I never got a reply.
Yeah, I'm going to jump down. Sarah's
David, that's really fucking rude, by the way.
Yeah, just Alicia. I was just about to reply. Thank you, Alicia.
Claire, can I mention why I don't want Relentless up in this box?
Yeah, I've already addressed Relentless to say that I'm aware that you're not comfortable, so I won't bring them up while you're in the box.
Courtney, can you go live?
Sarah, I'm going to bring you up.
So after I went into Kerry's live the other day, they all
Sarah, you've got a bit of feedback. Sarah, drop out, swipe out, come back in, and then request.
Sorry, can I ask why I'm not being answered to, if that makes sense?
Chuckle, was this last night?
Yes. So I was in the live last night on a backup account, like everyone has got. On a backup account, and this was going throughout their live. I have screen recordings and everything going through.
Was this the message that did we DM each other?
No, I haven't messaged you now.
Oh, okay, so that was somebody else. Okay.
Yeah, no, so this was to another manager on Tim's side of things.
So just to clarify, I'm not a model manager.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Yeah, no worries. And obviously, I don't want to mention name because I thought obviously she's not here to defend herself. So I won't mention any names. I was messaging her, telling her, please don't bring my name up. And even she stated in a voice note that it wasn't her that was bringing it up, it was the other people.
Thank you.
Guys, can you remember the lady's name that I've just dropped? Oh, Sarah, there she is. Sarah, yeah, that's it. Fine.
Can I just finish why I don't want...
Clear beard and scabby.
So after I was backed in a corner on Kerry's live because they were all coming for me and wouldn't let me speak, muting me, all that lot. Whatever.
And when was this, Kay?
Huh?
When was this?
The other night after...
It was Saturday night.
In my box. Yeah, Saturday night after Tim came in my box on a fake account.
Yeah.
So I went into Holly's live and I was crying. I was having a panic attack. I was really, really like... Holly, how bad was I? Because I can't even explain it.
It was terrible. It was terrible. And then for someone to sit there and say...
Then Relentless went live yesterday and said, oh, Kay ran away. Then she went crying because she was put in her place and told the truth.
Do you know what it is, Kay? I totally empathise. I suffer with anxiety disorder, and I do, now having spoken to you, think that you took on a whole, wholly massive task that perhaps you've not quite prepared yourself for. And I'm not saying it's right, and I'm not justifying it, but it's the nature of the beast with social media is that, and I fully anticipate that I'm going to get backlash for doing this as well, that by proxy you end up being addressed, atted, whatever. I'm not saying it's right, and I'm so sorry that you felt that way.
No, I completely get that, but that's why I don't want her in the box when I'm in the box.
I've already addressed her in the comments.
Because she yaps about me every single time she's on live, so I'll keep my name in my mouth. Thank you so much.
Can I just address one comment? Angie said I'm her mum. Whose mum are you, Angie? Are you the 16-year-old girl's mum?
I believe she's Amber's mum.
Amber's mum. Oh, sorry, Amber's mum. Okay. Okay. I'm not going to bring Relentless up. And what another Angie. I have ensured that nobody on the panel, and I say this to you all, please don't discuss Amber without her presence or anybody else without their presence.
Amber the one that's in debt?
Okay. Who wants to speak?
I'd like to speak. I've been in the comments for quite a while.
Sarah, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, yes.
I have an extremely vulnerable 14-year-old, and I'd just like to say that if she'd come in to this live,
yes,
and any of you had asked for proof of something that had happened, I'd be disgusted. If you were mothers, women, anything, we should not ask a single person, woman, male, child, for proof. That is not for any of us to do.
And I agree, Sarah.
We are not the police.
And this is what I'm saying to you.
No, I'm speaking, please.
Look, one moment, Sarah.
Unalived.
That clear bills
because
one moment.
Believed.
One moment. However, if an underage child comes into a live and makes the claim, it is our responsibility as people in that live to say, are you okay? Send us the messages. That person then said she didn't have them. Now, and I'm not going to address it again because Kay has already put her hands up and done this, but they have already said how they handled that going forward wasn't, in retrospect, how they would do it again. But it is right and responsible if a child comes in and says a claim for us to say, do you have the proof? After that, the next step is then to make contact with the parents.
Are you a police safeguarding officer? Do you work in a school safeguarding children?
Well, my question though is,
you keep over talking people, and it's not fair.
I am over talking you because you're trying to spin a narrative that's wrong.
No, I'm not. I'm not spinning any narrative. I would not.
Don't you talk about that time like that. That's what you're giving, Claire.
Sarah, do you? No, I'm not going to let you.
I don't host lives. No, I don't want to host lives.
But have you been in lives? Have you been in lives? What? Okay, if a child came into my live now and said a claim against me that I had been grooming him or her, what would you do? All ignore it?
What would I do? If they said that about you, I would say to that person, you need to either go to the authorities or or safeguard them. I wouldn't say to them, can I have the messages of Claire doing what she's doing?
So just to clarify, we didn't.
Thank you, Lisa.
Sarah, you're saying that, but there's so many false accusations flying across this app against people. It's very damaging, so of course people are going to question everything.
But we shouldn't. It's not for us to do that as human beings. It's none of our business.
Or with all the false accusations that go on here, people need to say, let's see the proof, what's going on. Because people need to know for their own safety if it's true.
Hang on a minute, because everyone seems to not let anyone that doesn't support Tim or want proof or ever talk. It is not
hang on a minute. No, I'm not fucking having that. I'm not having somebody come on.
Again.
See what I mean? Don't you talk about that time
come on and accuse us of when we're trying to discuss it reasonably by spinning a false narrative and claiming that we're supporters of Tim and not letting you talk.
Not accusing you, and I'm not saying you're a supporter of
Well, have your say, but don't come on there and make a salacious allegation because I didn't ask for proof.
What allegation?
I didn't ask for proof. Sarah, if you keep muting, I'm going to drop you until you're prepared to come back in and allow me to talk. I didn't ask for proof. The hosts and the other people in the live asked for proof. I watched it. That person, that underage child, then said she had deleted all the messages, and I've already addressed this, and I'm sad to do this again because Kay's already been lambasted for this. I would have then removed the child from that live and have gone through a safeguarding route. Kay and the other people have put their hands up and said they handled it wrong. Please don't come in here and state that we are victim blaming a child and asking for evidence.
I've not said that you're
Sarah,
victim
you ran with the narrative.
I've heard what you've said, and I'm not having a go at Kay for asking for proof. I'm saying as a generalisation on this app, none of us have the right to ask anybody for proof.
Okay, Sarah, do you neglect your children?
If my 14-year-old came in here and said to you...
Sarah, you neglect your children.
She did this with other women as well.
Okay, well, I'm going to say it because I don't need to provide proof, do I?
But why would you say something like that?
That is the fucking point, Sarah. Is anybody can run a narrative on a social media app and you're sat there saying to me we shouldn't be asking for proof. Do you know how damaging that is?
No, you're not getting my point.
So I'm not getting my point because it's a female and it's a child. Is that what you're saying?
If you can just let me get my point out without over speaking me, and then I will happily mute and I will happily listen to your point of view. What I am saying as a generalisation to anybody on this app, in these boxes, we don't have the right to ask for proof. That is not down to us. We are not an authority to ask for proof. We shouldn't not believe people. And I understand when you say, or someone in here said, I can't remember who it was, that yes, there is accusations that fly on this app, left, right and centre. But it is an app. We don't actually know anyone unless we're talking to people off the app and we formed a relationship, friendship with them. But if my 14-year-old came in here and made allegations about me, I would expect people, anyone, to say, go to the police, talk to her mum, talk to safeguarding at school. I wouldn't want anyone to say, where's proof of your mum doing that? Because none of you have the right to do that.
So, Sarah, nobody phrased it in that way. Nobody, and this is where I will defend the people that hosted that live, said, where's your proof? What they did is they said they empathised and they went, oh my God, have you got the messages? If so, send them so they could then take it further and safeguard. That child then put in the comments that she deleted them. Now, after that point, I would have handled it differently. We've already addressed it with Kay. I don't want to upset her any further. She's put her hands up on behalf of everybody to say that they didn't handle it right.
Exactly.
But it wasn't spun in the narrative where that child came into the comments and everybody went, where's the proof?
Can I also just say something real quick? She came into the live and she said, you know, Tim has been messaging me, and then someone jumped in my box and said, have you seen her bio? She's 16. And we all just gasped and said, like, we're so sorry. Do you have the messages so we can get that out there? But after the live, every single one of us that was in that box reached out to her, made sure she was okay. We told her to talk to, you know, an adult about it, and she said that she had spoke to her sister and something about the police. I'm not sure. However,
I'm not having a go at you, Kay.
No, I know. I'm just defending myself. It was my first exposure live. I messed up. I should have done more. I understand that.
Kay, you've apologised. Don't apologise anymore.
I'll throw my hands up to that. But I'm just saying that after
after the live and everything else, we made sure that she wasn't in the lives anymore and stuff like that. We all messaged her to make sure she was okay.
Can I just address a comment? Becky says, why doesn't Tim show the proof? Becky, if it is an unfounded allegation, and I say if, how do you prove a negative?
Just phones into the police like you've asked Lizzie to do.
Absolutely, he could.
This ain't a rad anymore, Scar. That's why she didn't go to her parents, she went to her big sister.
Drop now because I've got a raging headache, but I also brought it to Tim's attention the other night when he asked for proof of this 16-year-old, just to bring it up again, just for a bit, 16-year-old. I had said to him, that's like saying to someone who's been through DV who doesn't have proof, but they've come out and said it, oh, but you don't have proof, so it didn't happen. And he ignored it. But like you said to Lizzie, if he's that innocent, take his phone to the police and go through it. If he's got nothing to hide, he's got nothing to hide. I'm going to drop now. Thank you for hosting it. Thank you for not jumping down. I appreciate it. Thank you.
And just to clarify, and I'm not saying this is right, so nobody come fucking at me, but when it comes to a court case, it is not for the person to prove a negative, it's for the person to prove it happened. So no, yes, he can. It absolutely is.
It is on the prosecution. Is it the prosecution? It is on whoever is being accused of it.
No. So Sarah, I got accused of parent alienation.
Let me get my
I got falsely accused of parent alienation. It's not, because I was accused, it's not my burden to prove I didn't. It's on the person that's made the allegation to prove that I did.
When a case goes to CPS, they will not take up a case unless they believe that it has happened. It's not on the person that is accusing them to prove it. It's not.
It is on the person. Oh my God.
On the person. I've been trying to
I'm so upset by this because I've got such a vulnerable child and it scares me.
And I know, Sarah, and I'm not sitting here saying
proof of something.
Sarah, I'm not sitting here saying it's right, but I'm sat here saying that is the fact, and it isn't right. It isn't. But sadly, because there have been so many false allegations made, that the burden of proof and the evidence required is the reason why when the number of rape cases are reported, that is not proportional to the number of convictions made. Because it is not on the person to say, if I said to you, you shoplifted, how do you prove you didn't? It's my proof. It's my burden of proof to prove that you did. You can't prove a negative, Sarah.
No, I was getting my words mixed up because what's been said on
the
this
woman,
live
holy fuck, this isn't a court case. Like, Claire is not a fucking defence lawyer. We are not the prosecution.
Or in the middle. Why don't you actually all come together and do an awareness live? And awareness for manipulation of adults, how children can be exploited on the internet.
Because Sarah, I don't feel comfortable doing that, given what I advocate for. It could be a female creator or a male creator. I don't want to do awarenesses unless there is solid evidence to ensure that the reason you're doing it is to protect somebody. If you're doing it based upon...
Claire, is Jake allowed to come up?
Who's Jake?
Somebody in the comments, the people that are asking.
What I'm saying is that Kay and I have said that we are going to have a conversation off the app. I am going to discuss things with her further. I hope I can then talk to Lizzie off the app, and I will then make a decision as to where I stand and how comfortable I am. What I won't then instantly do is just go and hit that live button and start holding an awareness live. That's not responsible for anybody.
Well, that's what I did, Claire, get out of it.
Can I just come in?
Of course you can, Jake.
Thank you. So I want to drop quite quickly, hopefully. I don't want to get involved in any of the particular issues. I'm just, I don't know, a bit surprised why Sarah's points aren't being understood. I just don't think they're controversial in the slightest. Sarah's saying, if you've got, and I think Sarah used like a 14-year-old as an example.
But she can't sit there and say, well, there's no evidence, how dare you this, how dare you that.
For them to be questioned. Now,
the way they did it with the 16-year-old was handled incorrectly, but for somebody that doesn't do awareness lives and everything, it is a shock when somebody
I think your point then about, okay, an accusation's been made. Well, again, I keep saying Sarah, but what I'm hearing Sarah say is that burden of proof and prosecution, all that, it's not going to be explored on TikTok.
No.
We're not trained to investigate it. We're not trained to interpret whether the evidence is correct or not. So the only thing we can do, and by the way, I think that's why the topic's important, is I wouldn't necessarily automatically know what to do if someone come into my box on TikTok and start opening up, right?
Yeah, and here's the thing, Jake. Imagine now if you read in the comments.
Just let me summarise, because I agree you're live, but it's just the issue then becomes, you're obviously worried that someone is being accused of something which is extremely serious. I get that. But on the other hand, you have a vulnerable young person, they're automatically vulnerable because they're under 18, who then, you know, shouldn't be in strangers' inboxes, as in like evidence or messages or.
Absolutely.
It's about then encouraging them to go to the professionals. But again, the challenge is, which is why, Claire, I'm saying the problem is, how do you do that in a way that really helps the young person reach out to the professional without it becoming inappropriate in individuals' inboxes who we don't know? You know, most people have got fake names and AI pictures and stuff on here. So I said, my point was just more, I think there was a lot of defensiveness against what Sarah was saying, but I genuinely think you probably agree with everything she said, actually.
My defensiveness is only in a narrative that is being spun, that is that I'm not being
who's relentless,
appropriate or safeguarding or having that child's best interest at heart. I just don't think Sarah made those exact. I'm sorry, but I didn't hear you having a go. I just heard you making a point about.
I don't know you, Claire.
No, what she said was.
Sorry, I've been in a box with you.
What she said was it was nobody's right to ask for proof of a child. Yeah. But what I'm saying to you, and again, it wasn't my live, and I'm defending Kay on this because Kay has. But no one's having a go at Kay. It's just a wider point, isn't it? But that's
yes. But what I'm saying to you, Jake, can you imagine now if we're chatting away and in the comments a person comes in and says, I'm 11 and Jake has been messaging me.
Absolutely. I'd be, of course. And it's all going to go around the app and, you know, there's murder.
But what would you expect me as the host to then do? Block and ignore? Or would you say, oh my God, okay. Do you have the messages? If so, let me know.
But
here's the point that
handle that.
As a host,
no dancers, you know,
and I'm not going to say, you know, past is past. I don't care what happened with. I do care what happened with that girl, but
it's alleged.
The point I'm making is,
he
as a
spoke
host,
to her in the
someone
Discord.
comes to you, and you see all those messages,
Claire Bear.
What are you going to do?
That's the thing. What do we do? Yeah, we interpret. We then judge it. We're not trained. I think that's exactly why I jumped up. I'm not
but
trained
here's the
anyway.
thing, Jake. Again, I'm going to use you as the example. Let's say a child comes into the chat and says,
really quickly, I know people in here aren't as stupid as most, but if you ever have someone come into your chat that is under the age or a child, please do not ask them for proof. Please point them in the right direction to go and either speak to their parent or to the local authorities. Please, let's just use our brains.
You want Relentless to come up?
No. Oh, shit, does she?
Okay, I'll drop that.
No, Jake, I think we are discussing a valid point.
Wait a minute, Claire. Sorry,
I'll drop in a minute, but yeah, Claire, I just think, because I said you're absolutely right to push it back onto me in that sense, but I think the only reason I got up is the issue of, and I do get, that's what I'm saying, I get you're saying, you're worrying then an accusation's been made, And I'm obviously going to be thinking, why the hell has the host just allowed that to happen and now have them accused of something or whatever? But we're not debating that whether Sarah's, you know, accused me of something and we can have a back and forth. There's a child. And I think that's the difference, isn't it? If it's a child, then there's a sensitivity around questioning and the appropriateness of who's speaking to them.
Absolutely. And I think maybe the misunderstanding was when the host and the others asked, do you have the proof? It wasn't for them to analyse it. And
but that's what Sarah's saying is, but what would you do with the proof? That's the issue. So what would you do with
it? And actually, to be fair, what I would do with it is I would then safeguard that child.
But you should be able to safeguard that child without proof.
No, but it is fair if a child. So hang on, Sarah. How do you navigate this then? If a child comes in and says that, do you want me to then just block and not acknowledge them?
I don't think because I think that's important. But I don't think that should be blocked. I think it's more of a case of the.
Jake, will you please stop? I didn't hear what Kay said, by the way. Kay, do you want Relentless to come up? Okay.
Yeah, we're thinking. Yeah, let her up. Go see why.
Okay, we will in a minute. So the thing is, so let's say again, Jake. Someone comes into the chat now and says, "You, a young child, I'm 14, and Jake has been asking me in my private messages."
I've got no idea, Grumpy.
Nudes. We've got 173 people in here. Undoubtedly,
he wasn't asking for nudes. He was.
With that being said, and with a full box of people, there are going to be people going, "What the hell? What's going on? Have you got that? You as a host, you can't stop that happening."
No, but I think what you'd have to do, or I think what I would do, again, remember off the top of my head here, is that I would say, okay, look. Thanks for sharing it, but obviously this just isn't the platform that we're going to be able to properly explore this on. But what we need to do is to help you to talk to someone about this. So I'd have everyone else on mute and whatever, and it would be, you know, are you able to speak to someone like an SPCC or even then 111 and to talk to the police directly about it and explore the simple bit of speaking to someone. And then once we've dealt with that bit, it would be, so using me as the example, it would be, look, Jake, this is for you to, like, it's over to you, right? It's your, Jake. Like,
yeah, Jake, and do you know what it is?
And the child's then completely removed from the debate and the discussion of it. I think
and you're right. And again, Kate, please don't take offence. But what happened during that live is that I didn't. I'm merely telling you what happened. That child was said, "Do you have the messages?" And it wasn't because they were criticising. They actually wanted to help them. That child then said, "No, I've deleted them all." And the issue that I had was then, in my opinion, that child should have been removed from the live and somebody should have gone off to safeguard them. But equally, let's just say I did do that and you were still in my box and you were going to handle it. But then for the next 2 hours, I kept saying, by the way, a child has just come in and accused Jake of doing this. How would you feel about that?
There's women in her chat saying,
like, I know this sounds
he sent me messages asking to go to another app so he can talk.
But the problem is how we handle, I said, vulnerable people, because that's all I can keep coming back to. It is, if a vulnerable person has made an accusation, and a bit really wants to come up, then you see was like Sarah was sort of saying about, well, how would you judge the evidence? And then you start talking about burden of proof. And I still get your point, but burden of proof isn't judge and jury of TikTok.
No.
That
was outside of the TikTok.
Yeah, but it's just more that that's the whole reason why we have the professionals then. There was an issue last year about someone who was complaining about a social worker, and I was saying, well, again, I'm not a professional who can scrutinise whether a social worker's professional behaviour, you know what I mean? So that's why we have all of these professional bodies. And I'm sorry, Kay, I think you were coming in there.
Yeah, I was just going to ask if I could
explain, I guess, not defend, but I've already defended myself over and over.
And I heard you, but
You don't have nobody going here because you have something.
It's just more that
You know what to do, guys. Tap on the screen. Tap, 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 tap. Joe's going ham. Guys, we need those whoosh, 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 whoosh. We need those populars, Manigan populars. Popular votes, guys. Welcome in top 10, top 2. Zoe's back up there, guys. Let's go. Zoe's back up there. Zoe's back up there. You know what to do. You know.
And then it was just complete panic, and I said, we all said, oh my God, I'm so sorry, but like, do we have any proof of this? Like, do you still have the messages? It weren't that aggressive like I'm saying it right now. I'm just...
No, okay, what you're saying is you went
So he sat there doing a Grow Live, which is basically aimed at
But then after the live...
people trying to grow their accounts to go live to make money, so he's trying to herd them into fucking Discord
messaged
too.
her.
Yeah,
Like,
they did do their best.
everyone messaged her,
Tiny
asked
Tim.
if she was okay,
Well,
and
not
then
Tiny Tim,
we were like,
yeah,
have you
Lucian
told
like
anybody?
Tiny
Have
Tim.
you reported it to anybody? And she said that she reported it to her big sister. The person that came in my live and made us aware that she's only 16 is helping her with move forward legally, I guess.
Well, I think that, sorry, Kay.
You know,
sorry, go on.
So I know I messed up. I know I'm at fault there for not safeguarding that child, but I haven't done this before.
Honestly, I don't know. I don't know the wider picture, Kay, but it does sound like you're really worrying about the impact there. But for me, it was just more. I was like, I'm sorry, I keep saying your name, Sarah. Sorry, I keep saying your name, Sarah. Children at home and whatever, but when you're sitting at home doing your own personal life, sitting on TikTok, you don't
Why is he
expect to
sat in a
have to
fucking
then
car at this
react
time of
in
day
these
outside his
professional ways
house?
and whatever, right? And that's why I
Fucking
think
weirdo, does that
I said,
not?
I was like, I think there is a bit of an issue on TikTok about disclosures.
It absolutely is. And again, I'm not going to blame Kay for this, but the problem was after said child had been questioned whether we agree with it or not, and they did responsibly take care of it after the live. My issue was, and this isn't Kay's fault, but the other people in the box for the following hours, when people came up and said, oh, Tim's done this to me, this to me, this to me, somebody would then put in, and he's been messaging a 16-year-old. That was the bit that I found irresponsible.
But we also said multiple times during that live, we don't have any evidence of that.
Okay,
Like,
I know it comes down to the evidence
true,
thing.
and like I said, we fucked up that whole situation. Not just her coming in. I said we effed up the whole thing.
Do you know what, Kay? And I'm not going to sit back and forth with you, but I did watch the whole thing, and it was the narrative of that you didn't have the proof. If you maybe said it and it wasn't heard, was not certainly delivered. There was a strong narrative that, and I'm not saying it was you, but others did put out that.
Can I just say,
16-year-old.
But Kay, what you did was actually really well handled, because if a 16-year-old would come into my live and said something like that, I would be like, right, okay, send me the proof, I'll come off live, we'll have a chat with you, rada. So you did do the right thing, but it was false accusations clearly because there was no proof of what actually had been said.
How is it clearly a false accusation? Well, because she couldn't prove it. Well, we've got to remember, when people come in to our boxes, and I don't run lives, but I sit in lives where I've seen it, when people come in and say, this has happened to me, and then you say, can I have your proof in an inbox? They might be scared
would you want to join? Would you want to talk about
why? They don't know if you're going to do the same thing to them.
We're not saying that.
Can I ask exactly what he was meant to have said to this 16-year-old?
That apparently he'd been asking her to send him essentially nudes.
Right, okay.
Can I say something though? As a victim, I'm going through
and
court myself
behaviour towards
something
women
that happened to me when I was under the age
actually.
of 16. I had to prove myself that this guy did what he did to me.
That's court, not TikTok.
And I still had to make the proof. I still had to make the proof.
But that is
No, can we just clarify for the people
TikTok's
who
not
come as
court.
well? It's not that people asked for proof. We weren't. Kay and the other hosts weren't sat there, and we're not sitting here saying that we have the right to say. We would look at the proof and then criticise it and then make our judgment. None of us are qualified, and this is TikTok. What we're saying,
I don't know whether the Hunter team would deal with it because she's over 16.
yeah, but what we're saying is that people did say, "Oh my God, have you got the messages?" Which I don't think is a bad thing to say. She said, "No, I've deleted them." The issue that I have then going forward is that at that point, for the sake of the child and for the sake of the person that's being having the allegation made, I don't think any further mention of that should have been made on the live.
I'm just trying to say that...
I don't know what that Relentless has got to say, but she's got beef with Kay. So we'll wait and see. Let's see what Numbnuts is saying, shall we?
Melody, Michelle, Paula, thank you guys.
So he's sat in his car outside his house doing this. If you are single with grown children, why do you need to sit in your car outside your house doing that?
Millie's up, let's guys, let's go, tap the screen, top 10, top 2, let's go, Melody's out, tap, Melody's back up there, guys, pin person, top 10, top 2, you know
Trying to be mentoring.
Let's go, guys, East up there, tap the screen, guys, tap, grow together, guys, spam the comments, grow together, let's go, spam the comments, grow together, pin person, guys, we've got East King up there, East Coast King, let's go, East Coast King, tap the screen, guys, tap the screen, East Coast King is there, guys, beautiful picture, followed you, bro, let's go, East Coast King's there. You know what?
Beautiful picture. He's been accused quite a few times because, do you know why? Because he's a fucking weirdo. Anyway, I'm bored now.
He is an absolute weirdo.
I was bored.
That woman was doing my nutting. I know, but, piss off. Sorry.
Oh, right, we're starting drinking now.
No.
Maybe Back to the fucking TV. What are you doing?
I'm watching Yellowstone tonight. Thank you.
Wow.
I'm hanging my washing out. I'm having a full-on wash day. There's washing everywhere.
I just had an egg roll. It was lovely.
Lost. Everybody needs to stay away from Tinkles.
Yes.
Basically what we're saying is man's a weirdo. So,
I don't know, Susie. I don't.
She listened about cowboys.
I don't understand, like, why only that guy Jake has said like to go to the police.
Hi.
Like, I don't know, like, I don't think any of us would get like a kid coming in saying, "Oh, I've just been problemized." I don't think. But you go to police, wouldn't you? You'd be like, hold on, let me do something. I don't know. It's all crazy, man.
I would never let my 16-year-old daughter send people messages on this app.
Yeah.
Never.
I always fucking do age checks when I'm live as well. I'm like, if a girl looks young, I'm like, fuck that shit. Just flip in age check, and then they lie, and then I'm like, nah, can't do that, and I'm gone.
Yeah, but this Tim, he gives me the impression that he loves any attention possible.
Oh, God.
See, the thing is, he comes across, see when you watch him, like, is he still on?
The fact of the matter is that it was
movements and that, he does come across quite...
Wait, is that not the motivational speaker guy that screams in the car?
Yeah.
Is that the same one? He's like, sorry, Michelle, I interrupted. Sorry, go on.
The motivational guy.
Yeah.
He comes across quite feminine as well, as if attracting men.
Okay.
So he's trying to be attractive to all people. And trying to help them on. And but I'm single, I can do what I like, and they're all saying, going, yes, you can. And then they're all excited that he sends a message to them.
Did anybody else pick up on the fact that somebody that was in a box that was in the live prior that was held had stated, somebody had asked where the other girl was, and somebody had stated that the other girl that was in the live previous was terrified. She was too scared to get into the box because of how this man had spoke to her. I heard it as clear as day, and the fact that you're out here intimidating women to the point where they're even too scared to get in a box and speak on you says everything you need to know.
Yeah, that's right.
He was talking to me in the comments, like, the man's a fucking prick. Like, he tries and, oh my god, this is a troll. This woman's a troll because she dared disagree with me. Fuck off, Tim.
Yeah.
I need a fag. Oh, a cigarette. Jesus
Michelle, I've just noticed you've got your Asda uniform on, haven't you?
I've got my Asda uniform. It's my tan uniform. I seem to put that colour on my tan. I do apologise. What's her on?
Yeah, that was definitely like a weird live. That was. It's just like listening in. Yeah, go on.
The woman who's actually doing the fucking live said it was fine for him to flirt with her.
It's no Marianne.
So that's the only reason why she's doing it, because she thinks that he likes her. Wow.
It's mad, isn't
it? I mean, there's flirting, and obviously the stuff that he said in the voice note thing. That was just like, oh my god.
I know.
Even I was shocked by that. I'm like,
don't do it. Do it. Do it.
But the thing is, though, like sending unsolicited stuff to people is sort of like that's extreme. Now, like obviously, like I've spoken to people before, and then it's always an adult conversation. It's just always equal, if that makes sense.
Oh, Top Girl. No.
I don't know. That guy scares me.
Right, see the people requesting my box. Get out my box right now.
I can't see it because there's a glitch.
Who is it?
I don't know. Who is it?
It's Marianne.
Oh, Marianne.
Why is it no? I followed it back.
Yeah, Marianne. What? Do you want them up or?
It's no Marianne.
Is it not? No.
Oh.
It says team member, but.
Oh, Marianne's band.
Yeah, Marianne. Oh, is she? It might be.
No, they send a heart me and then try and get in the box with us.
Oh, well, okay. What? And just stay silent.
Mm-hmm.
Just commented.
That's not Marianne. Wait, do you know what? I'll block it myself.
I was just about to do it.
Oh, with like one gifting badge or whatever, yeah. Alright.
Out.
Hey, thank you for the nice live last night as well.
Oh, it was fun anything else?
We've had 3 good nights in TikTok over Easter. I've enjoyed it. Thank you so much.
I must say, I was sat in a bath watching your nests, and the bumblebee was the funniest thing I've seen all week.
Has that come out yet?
I know, I was just about to say that.
Kimmy, was you taking care of your nest while in the bath?
Well, maybe.
I bet Hustle's nest is still in the freezer. On his walk.
Hey, Grumpy, have you seen these accounts going around of you? The user ones, yeah.
Yeah.
It ain't you doing it, is it?
No, God, no.
I'm just asking.
No. Like, obviously, I'm a troll in that, but that's too extreme, isn't it?
Oh, you need to get the elite subscription, the supreme subscription, whatever it is, and then you get the rest of the vowels, okay?
But yeah, I don't know.
Well, I have been blocking and muting, but I just thought I'll ask.
It's obviously one of the 2,000 that are pissed off in No Faces Live, isn't it?
I don't know, I won't in
Sarah, well done in that box, by the way. I just saw you come in. That woman is so fucking hard to talk to.
I don't know how anybody kept the cool with that woman. I'd have lost my shit.
It was...
Right. Hiya, guys.
Hi.
It's like banging your head against a brick wall in there. And did you notice that she addressed Jake with his name and was all nice, and he was agreeing with what I said, but she couldn't address me with my name. And
what was she calling you?
I just wanted to go in there and support victims. You can see that I sit in Hayley's lives every day, and victims should never be shamed. And they're sitting in there like Tim is some sort of bloody god and supporting him.
Sarah, my thing was...
That's why.
Yeah, Sarah, my thing was, like, how come nobody on that side mentioned, we'd go to the police? They're like, we just do some safeguarding. Like,
and we need to see proof.
Yeah, I'd say, like, look, I need to go to the police with this stuff. Like,
Can I tell you why they want to see proof? Because they want to be the type of people to go on TikTok and go, well, I've seen everything.
That's marvellous. Yeah.
I have seen it all. They're fucking life. How about that?
And that was it. That Kimmy going, well, she didn't have proof, so it didn't happen.
That was wild. By the way, I'm not the same Kimmy. I'm just
no, I know you're not.
I am changing my name, okay? And Deepo is on the way.
Just unbelievable.
No, Sarah, you handled yourself amazing, and you made some really valid points, and you should,
And I just got mixed up with the burden of proof, and it's really annoyed me that I couldn't get my words out at that point. As you know, my daughter's got autism, ADHD. She is reckless and makes the wrong choices, and that something like that could happen to her if I didn't safeguard her every day and check her phone and everything like that. But if she went into a live and said, this has happened to me, or she came in this live, I'd want to think that you would all, take her on as a victim, safeguard her, but not ask her for proof, because victims shouldn't have to prove it. They should be understood and listened to.
I spoke to a 16-year-old girl. No, sorry, she was 14. The first thing I asked was where's her mum and dad, so I to get them for me. Like, I just don't understand their mentality. To be fair, I just don't.
No, I don't get it.
We shouldn't be asking children or adults for proof of certain situations. You should, if you're going to speak to them, you should be saying to them, right, can you speak to your parents, or give them like the relevant authorities for whatever it is they're dealing with, contact details, and say to them, if you do need support during these times, I'm more than willing to support you through it, but I can't. Don't be sending me messages or anything like that, because the things you could say to them could jeopardise their case.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But I really do have to go and pick my daughter up. I wasn't, she's at her best mates. But thank you guys. I appreciate what people say in the comments and that. And it's Easter Monday. I mean, we should be out enjoying ourselves, eating Easter eggs, not listening to women that fancy Tim because he takes his top off for them when they gift. Grumpy, get your top off and we'll gift you.
No chance. You don't want to see my moves, I'll tell you that. Leave me alone.
But have a nice rest of the day, guys. Thank you for your support. I appreciate that you knew what I was trying to get across.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Well done, man.
Thanks, guys. See you later. Bye.
All right. Peace out, man.